Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans Split 2 action of Season 24, Round 10, live on Infinity Broadcasting as we come your way from the forests of Japan here in Okayama this evening, where a champion will be looked to be crowned as Rob Crisdale, Brad Doble and Halil Cesar will challenge each other for their first Split 2 championship this season. The big challenge coming into this race, well, for Halil, he's a previous Split 2 driver, finished second of the remaining, or second seeded of the remaining Split 2 drivers to stay in the split from last season against two drivers who came down from Split 1 in Rob Crisdale and Brad Doble. Hamish Munro here with you once again alongside Brett Fisher here this evening. Brett, it's a big night of racing.
This afternoon.
Well, this afternoon. I'm used to calling it in the evening, I'll be honest with you. This afternoon is a massive
it's all good.
afternoon.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa to you.
Konnichiwa.
Yep. Yeah, it's a massive afternoon of racing for us, of course.
You know, I don't know about you, Hamish. I've got a sense of deja vu.
Oh, so do I. It feels like we've been here before, Brett. I'll be honest.
I know.
With you,
it's just something about it. I'm not sure what's going on, but great to be here. It's going to be spicy. Hopefully not as spicy as it was yesterday, but it's definitely going to be spicy. I'm looking forward to this race. It's great. It's going to be a fantastic race, like we built up before. The championship's not done and dusted yet. There's still people in the play, and people have got to make sure they make the right moves on the track. And let's see who is going to come out on top.
not just the right moves on track, Brett, but the right moves in their strategy as well. Before we get into the track preview and before we have a look at the points leading into tonight's race, the main numbers you need to remember. For Halil Cesar, it's P8 or above. That guarantees him the championship. No matter where Brad Doble finishes, no matter how many bonus points he may have, P8 or above will guarantee it for Halil Cesar. P10 or below will guarantee it for Brad Doble if he wins the race. If he finishes P2 or P13, he needs Halil 15th or below to guarantee himself the title, and then it goes down and down and down. The further down Halil finishes, well, Doble has a bit more wiggle room at the front of the field. For Rob Crisdale, he needs Halil Cesar to have an absolute nightmare tonight. He needs Halil to finish right at the back. He needs to finish right at the front. He needs Brad Doble to finish around about the middle of the pack for Rob to win the title here this evening. Doesn't help with the fact that he has got a pit lane start penalty for license points here tonight, does Crisdale. He did qualify. He has qualified on pole, so he's taken away an extra point opportunity from Brad Doble and from Halil Cesar. That helps Halil Cesar a little bit because it takes the pressure off him just slightly. Where Brad could have a maximum of 6 bonus points if he'd gotten pole tonight, well, that's a bit different now, or a maximum of 7 I should say. It's now dropped to a maximum of 6, which means the most points that Brad could get on the road is 187 points. That would require him to get the fastest lap, lead the most laps, and go 0x. That will get him 6 bonus points on the road, getting him a total of 187, which forces Halil Cesar to either get 0x tonight and go 3 bonus points, Brett, which means then he can finish in P9 and win the title. But if he doesn't get a 0x, he must finish P8 or above to win the championship here tonight. That's what's on the line for them. That's the numbers that they have to worry about. There's also stories of P4 and P5 in the title race too, which we'll run through very, very shortly. We'll have a quick look at the track map though.
Just before we head to the track, I just wanted to talk about, like you're talking about before, about bonus points and how critical the bonus points are in the championship. And as we alluded to the other last night, I don't have all over my stats here, but Halil was winning the bonus race.
Yeah, he's, you know, not just bonus points, Brett, but also the penalty points as well. Those penalty points have been very detrimental to some drivers' championships, namely Rob Crisdale. He's taken a bunch of penalty points, which has cost him realistically P2 in the title race at this stage. But bonus points have been massive. Halil Cesar walks into this race with 16 bonus points. Brad Doble only has 6, so he's already had a 10-point gain because of that. Extends it out from 14 points to 24. Bonus points are a real crucial detail of your season, and if you can try and maximize on those bonus points, that's when you'll make the money, and that's when you'll get into the positive position. That mixed with consistency as well.
It could win you a championship.
It could.
You know, pure and simple. It could actually just push you over the edge in the championship.
It could win Halil Cesar a championship tonight. That could be the case for him. Is the bonus points could be the major factor. Giving you the preview though of the track tonight. We course start on the main straight, running towards turn 1. Can run wide, get into the gravel trap. That brings it back on the circuit, makes it a little bit more of a dangerous area. Is a passing opportunity later on in the race, not so much on lap 1. But it's a spot where we've seen drivers get caught up in moments before. Lap 1, it could be a danger zone. It's one that drivers need to be careful of. You want to try and maximize your run through there, then the run up towards turn 2 at Williams. Now, if there is gravel on the track at turn 1, Brett, it does then affect the run through turn 2 at Williams and can cause accidents at turn 2 as well, with lack of grip on the tires and just a real struggle to try and keep yourself consistent in the way that you're pushing the car.
100%, you know, and we always look at that first corner, the first, rightly named first corner, but the first corner on any track, on any start, is one of the most dangerous corners in any race, whether it be sim or real, and it can bring your night unstuck very, very quickly.
Yeah, it can indeed. Surviving turn 2, though, you then run up towards the Moss S's at turn 3. This little section can be a bit dangerous. You can run wide at 2. There's a little patch of sand right on the edge of the curb. That gets cars loose, and as they get loose, they can traverse right across the track again. And Moss S's at turn 3 is a real bottleneck zone. So if you're all of a sudden coming across the track track and there's cars punching towards you, you could get collected, which can then cause a massive pile up through this section. Drivers will need to be cautious and careful that tonight, keep their wits about them and keep their eyes on the road to make sure that they pick that point correctly if that does become an occurrence. You run up though towards turn 4 at Atwood, not necessarily a passing opportunity. It's a spot where you more or less want to favour the run through the corner and get the run out of the corner to set yourself up down at the hairpin at turn 5, where you can get nice and tucked into the toe, Brett, slot onto the inside line, under brakes, up the inside at turn 5. Bob's your uncle, you got the job done. But it is an easy corner to defend as well.
Or sneak up the inside, lock the brakes, and take it half the field.
Wow, that is also a possibility.
That can happen too.
Could also just completely miss your brake marker and end up in the wall, only 50 metres away from the corner.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think we've seen someone do that on. Was it split 4 or split 3?
I think it was split 4. Yeah, someone ended up overextending into the wall. It was massive. The run through 5 though, you can run 2 wide through here, which then sets up some more fantastic 2 wide action through Revolver at 6 and Piper at 7. But 6 and 7, they're very difficult corners. You run 2 wide through Revolver, that's fine. But turn 7, well, that could cause some issues. Very easily, drivers can run wide and collide with the wall on the right-hand side. They can get overturned and then spin the car around as they run through the corner as well. It's a difficult section of track. It's one which will test drivers tonight. But then you run down the Cascades towards Redmond at 8, Hobbs at 9. Again, another spot where you can go 2 wide through here, Brett. You can run 2 wide easily. You can defend easily. But it's a section where drivers often get unglued. I don't know whether it's the undulation, the weight transfer of the car through here, or a mixture of both, but it's a spot where we often see cars getting loose and getting spun round on the run between 8 and 9.
Yeah, I mean, look, coming into Hobbs, I found it myself. I was really struggling to get a good launch out of Hobbs. And I think that's probably, a lot of people might find it the same. So getting good launch out of there to heading to McKnight corner is really, really critical for your final speed down the front straight. But I found personally that corner, that section of the track, very, very difficult.
11 corners, 3.7 Ks, 2.3 miles in the old language, opened back in 1990, right here in Mamaska, Japan. Pit entry is going to be difficult tonight as well. It's one of the toughest on the calendar, so drivers are going to have to keep their wits about them. Off-tracks are also going to be an issue as well. Another thing that drivers are going to have to be cautious of all throughout the race here this evening. We mentioned the points. Let's have a quick look at them. 1,243 points for Halil Cesar at the moment at the top of the standings. 1,219 for Brad Dobell. 1,195 for Rob Crisdale. The 3 of them right now are locked into Split 1 next season. The P4 and P5 position, they're still on offer. Lorne Mackay, Reese DeGoey. Reese is under a bit more pressure from Mick Clifton and Shane Randall in behind, as well as Darren Crosby and Bruce Tannock not listed here. They could sneak their way up with a solid performance tonight, and a poor one for Reese or Lorne. So they've got to try and maximise their positions tonight and maximise their points gains as well. For Accelerate Sim Racing, they want to see 2 cars in Split 1 next season going up from Split 2. Mick Clifton's got a good opportunity to do that. Infinity Motorsport would love to have 2 cars go up as well. They'd love for Shane Randall to join his teammate Halil Cesar in Split 1 next season and make that a trio of cars in Split 1 for the first time in their history. So that's where the points stand. That's how they run. We mentioned where they need to finish earlier on, and it's going to be a tough night on the road for these drivers. It's not going to be easy. 68 laps, 250 Ks this afternoon as we go racing around Okayama. It's a long, long race, and it's a lot of laps. A lot of laps to survive. What can
a lot of things could unfold.
It's exactly right. And what can this guy do? Reese DeGoey, driving his arguably best season to date in Split 2. It has been his most successful season thus far. Can he reap the benefits of that and get a Split 1 position for season 25? But not just that. Can he maximise tonight, maybe cheekily get his first win of the season? He nearly took it back at Road America. Just missed out from a mistake that then caused contact with Bruce Tannock. He'll remember that, and he feels sorrow for that. But it's time now to switch that around and get yourself your first win. And what better time to do it than in the final round of the season?
Yeah, definitely. Look at him. He's just going to have a bit of a practice start here in the warm-up and get the car launched. That's another very important thing that we have here is to get the car. Make sure you get the car away from the starting grid.
And Darren Crosby as well is out there at the moment. He's also got an opportunity to possibly sneak his way into the top 5 of the championship as well. He'll do his practice start on the back straight too. again, solid performance from him tonight. Could see him sneak his way up. But someone who doesn't need to sneak their way up is this man, Halil Cesar, driving his best season to date. It can only be described. And, 8 top 5s in a row, 9 top 10s across the season. He could go perfect tonight and get 10 top 10s. Can he go 9 top 5s in a row? If he does do that, he'll go second of all time of best runs behind Matt Scholes, who previously finished the whole season in the top 5 back in season 18 when he went 10 races in a row in the top 5 in what was arguably one of the most, or the second most dominant championship win of any champion in previous history for the Vets in Split 2. For Halil, though, pressure's on him slightly, Brett, but there's more pressure on his competitor, your teammate Brad Doble, who realistically needs the race win tonight.
Yeah, he does. He needs to be able to put that car in a good position. Pole would be fantastic. And then just practicing a bit of drifting there into the fibre. I hope that's not the things to come, Brad. He needs to look. He's Mr. Consistency too. Like he does play the long game, and he does try and look after the car and all that sort of stuff. So he's got the smarts to actually do it. He's just got to put it down a good qualifying. He's been up and down with the qualifying throughout this series. So let's hopefully he does something decent there, and he's got to try and push his way to the front as much as possible.
He does indeed. Rob Crisdale has qualified pole position, as I mentioned earlier. He'll start from pit lane, though, with a licence point penalty next to his name. Damon Fisher will start corrected, technically P2 on the grid, but he's the first car on the line. Brad Doble, Andrew Hoffman will start alongside each other in behind with Reese DeGoey and Bruce Tannock for our top 6. As Chad Viger and Halil Cesar, championship leader and right now prospective champion, starts at a P8 ahead of Darren Crosby and Lorne Mackay inside of the top 10. Wade Reynolds, Alistair Bales, they will make up our top 12 on the grid, with Paul Burns and Shane Randall starting in the top 14. Tim Mulford, Dave Arney for our top 16 ahead of Chris Blanchard and Matthew Stoyles on the 9th row of the grid, with Todd Duggan and Matt Munday making up the top 20. Rick Viger and Mick Clifton, they'll make up the 11th row ahead of Brenton O'Brien and yourself, Brett Fisher, out of P24. Mark Houghton, Michael Quain starting ahead of Robert Griffiths and Adrian Zeal, with Scott Weston and Matty Parker for the top 30. Sean Cullen, Jeremy Bush, Scott McKenzie and Derek Lovegrove will make up our 34 car grid here tonight. Notably, I believe tonight's race, at least for a season from the words I've heard, will be the last race in Vets for Adrian Zeal of Team AJR before he goes on a season break next season. Those are the whispers I've heard, Brett. Now, that's not confirmed at this stage. At least
he's got anything to do with his fuel budget?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's saving the $35 to go buy some jerry cans.
That's it. Just an interesting fact too. I did cross this over last night, but I was pretty impressed with it. That during practice, 31 cars over 1 second. That goes to show you how close this split 2 is, and how hard the fight is to actually get a decent position on this grid and track.
For my money, for the longest time, Brett, it has been the closest split in Vets. Previous seasons, Split 3's been getting a lot closer together, which has been good to see. So there's a lot more close racing in Split 3 now. Split 1's kind of extended out since Jordan Ross decided to dominate. Wayne Walker's shown some shining moments, and Scott Gamble's getting back up to speed too. And then Split 4 has been, relatively close with the fast guys, but a little bit more inconsistency in that bottom split of the Vets as well. Fantastic qualifying, though, from a lot of drivers in this one.
Yeah. So Halil has got to, he's got his work cut out for him.
He does.
He's back on that cusp back there, so he's got to try and make sure he's a clean start. Brad's got an advantage here because obviously Crisdale is doing a pit lane start, so that's opened up the lane for him. Damon's qualified incredibly well there, so he's, like you said, he's provisional pole sort of position. And then you've got the rest of the guys back further down the track. So, let's hope we all get through turn 1 cleanly, so we can, have a great battle for this championship.
Let's hope we can. We mentioned Halil Cesar is in the guaranteed championship position of P8 to start this race, but he'd want to jump up further. He wants another top 5 this season. Lights are going up, though, for the drivers for the final time this season of the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans. Season 24, round 10 underway. It was a hot start from the front runners, a horrible start from Halil says back in P8. Tanek already up into P3. And Doble into the race lead on the exit of turn 1. Fisher now holds position in P2. Hoffman P4. There's been contact further back with Scotty Weston and Matt Parker. Both those guys have had a little bit of a cuddle for the final time this season. Hopefully it's the last time they have it tonight.
Cuddle, I don't know whether about that. Bruce Tanek having a look on the inside of Damon Fisher as we go around, oh God, what kind of Atwood onto the back straight. So looks like he might have that move done. That's an early position gained, plus the other ones he got off the start. Hoffy just tucked right in behind there. He's going to see what happens after they go through the hairpin.
Yeah, down at turn 5 of the hairpin, now down towards turn 6. And the dreaded Piper corner at turn 7. Hoffy looking for an early move.
Yeah, he's sort of running a bit wide there.
Yeah, he wanted it early. Couldn't quite get there, though. The confidence will be building for Hoffy now at the moment.
Great to see Hoffy up in the front end of the field too.
It's good to see.
He's had an up and down season.
Yeah, it's good to see. Now, obviously, SCR took big changes coming into this season. They welcome in the likes of Mikey Harland, hoping he could run a full season, and then unfortunately he couldn't. He's not going to be back for next season either. If he does return, whether that's a part of SCR or not, I don't know. I don't know the ins and out of that team, but Hoffy right now will be hoping he can continue to carry himself forward, continue these strong runs. A strong finish tonight, top 5 for Hoffy. That will be the strongest finish he could ever hope for, aside from a podium. Caperonis to come back next season off his holiday. Likely could come back to Split 2 because he only got 4 races in this season.
Yeah.
So
It'd be good to see him back in Split 2. I enjoyed his company.
I think not only that, good opportunity for him to make up for the unluckiness of the midway through season 23. An opportunity to make up for the title that he lost, that he could have won. I just noticed something on the paint job of Hoffy. If we can have a look at the side of that car at all, just to try and throw you right in the mix there. Have a look at the kangaroo's eyes. They are laser eyes. That is fantastic. Eyes lasered forward.
Yep.
But ready to focus up on doing better.
Oh
Hoffy has given us an update, by the way. Mikey is in the background. Pity he couldn't come back next season, but I do know he is going on a US trip next season. So hopefully
nice. Okay, so he might be rejoining back in the future. So that's
quite possibly. Quite possibly, which would be good to see. I mean, he's a bit of a character. We know that, and he makes some jokes and stuff. But we've all got our own characteristics, and we need those characters in the league because it makes it fun for us, doesn't it? So
it certainly does. It certainly does. So Brad, about 0.8 of a second up from Tanek. So he's just getting away a little bit there. Damon about 1.5, so he's falling into the clutches of Hoffy at the moment. Tanek just putting down the best lap, the fastest lap of the race so far. Third lap just starting. So Brad to be wrapped with this start that he's got so far. This is like Brad can't, if he can maintain staying in the front. I mean, and we see Duggan off at the moment.
Yep. So that there, you see that gravel on the outside of the corner. That's going to be an issue because he's just dragged that right across the racing line in towards turn 2. So drivers are going to have to be cautious of that now. Just quickly as well, Brett, new fastest lap of the race for Bruce Tanek, 132.27. That's going to be a tough time to beat for anyone out there, not just Doble or Halil Cesar. So that could be a bonus point that could get dragged out of the clutches of Brad Doble if he's not careful. So for Tanek now, I mean, he'd love to get a win, of course, tonight. Be his second win of the season. Would likely see him into the top 5 of the championship.
He's closing. He's closing on Brad.
He is.
He's closing up. He's in 0.4 of a second, so he's definitely chasing down Doble at the moment. There's no holes barred for Tanek at the moment. If he can get through, he will get through.
He doesn't have a championship he doesn't have to worry about a title race. The one thing that Tanek is probably in his mind, right, and this might limit him a little bit tonight, is he'd love to get, he is within the hunt for the top 5 in the championship. A race win would go a long way in solidifying him in the top 5 of the title race and a return to Split 1. And that's what Tanek would want tonight. So that's one, little major factor that will be on the side of the Mag and Turbo car. That's one thing.
Well, the man's fast. As he goes right into those marbles too. Wow. He might have seen them late. So, I mean, that's one of the things with this gravel. I like how it throws a variable into the racing. You know, it's something else you've got to watch out for. Watch out for the marbles building up. Watch out for the kitty litter, for any debris that's on the track. You know, so it just adds another element. As we see Matty Parker running through pits. Looks like
pit lane for a drive-through penalty. So Parker has been found at fault, I believe, for that lap 1 incident with Scott Weston, quite possibly. He drives through pit lane and now rejoins the circuit at the back of the field. So he'll be hoping for a stronger run in season 25, will Matt Parker, for sure. Battle at the front, though, has eased up just a little bit. Further back, there is an enticing cork in the bottle moment happening here as Hoffy is getting hounded by Darren Crosby, Lorne Mackay and Reece DeGoey. All prospective top 5 finishes this season, hounding the back of Hoffman right now. Further back from then, you've also got Shane Randall now tucking into the top 10, playing rear gunner for his championship prospect teammate, Halil Cesar. Shane would love to finish inside the top 5 of the championship, but he needs Mackay and DeGoey to drop positions here tonight. Big point to actually make as well. I nearly forgot about this, Brett. Mick Clifton missed the race start due to disconnecting from the server and rejoined a lap later. He's now a lap down at the back of the field. So unfortunately for Mick, I think without a miracle, top 5 hopes are probably done and dusted for him right now.
And there's nothing worse than that too. I mean, if something happens on track and you have an incident or something like that, you know, you go, oh, that was a bit upsetting. But when things like computer or internet and things like that take you out, it's very, very frustrating.
Well, we have got a heap of chats out there tonight. We'll quickly run through some of the ones out there.
This afternoon.
This afternoon. Once again, I'm going through the motions at this point.
Nah, you're right, mate.
Brett,
you're right.
You have been out there in mass trying to hand out pamphlets of getting people into that chat tonight. It's been
bring
fantastic.
It on. Get everyone in there.
Halil says is out there too. Hoffy's out there with us. Damon Fisher, Reece DeGoey watching along. The 47th live from Ukraine is watching us too.
Boys.
Getting into the banter with us as well. So great to have you all watching along with us. If you are watching, whether it's on the Infinity Broadcasting channel or the Vets channel, get into the chat. Both chats are linked, so we can read your chats off the other channel if you are watching away from the Vets channel as well. A point that I've just seen there from Halil Cesar. If Jim goes back to Split 2 next season, Halil's got his money on Jim to win the title. I think that's a very big boost of confidence for Jim, because realistically speaking, it was Barber Motorsports Park that started the unfortunate downhill event for Jim last season. Next season, he'll want to redeem that, and I think he's very capable. So I think he's very capable of doing it.
I wonder whether the break from the sim, now these could go one or two ways. It could actually enhance or be a detriment to him, stepping away from the rig for a little bit, you know, whether he loses some of that shine that he has been showing. But nonetheless, like Jim definitely over the last couple of seasons has just ramped it up. And there's a number of drivers that have done that over the last few seasons too, but Jim was one of those ones that I've noticed that for whatever reason it's just clicked with him, and he's been driving like a madman.
Jim is one of the nicest guys you can talk to in the whole field. The whole 200 drivers, he's one of the nicest guys you can chat to. Had the pleasure of chatting to him a few years ago for a long time. And he's a fantastic character and a great person to talk to. I think the most likely scenario next season, Brett, he's been away for the majority of this season, comes back to Split 2. Maybe it takes him a season to get back up to pace. Season 26 is then the push season forward. We have had a reminder as well to drivers out there, get your entries in for season 25. They go to the wait list and I believe to the public on September 5th. So get your entries in if you haven't already for season 25 next season. It is going to be a massive season.
Don't miss out.
You could be a part
of
it.
All this sort of part of the action.
That's right. So Thursday for season 24 drivers is when the entries close for season 25. So get those entries in. $35 for next season. It's a great calendar, at least prospective calendar at the moment. We've got Retro Round and Round 2 out at Bathurst. We're starting, at least scheduled, starting at Phillip Island. So you've got 2 Aussie tracks to start you out. It's going to be a fun time next season. You guys don't want to miss out. So get those entries in. As well as get your merch orders in too. Get some merch from LGC Images. Get your custom shirts, your stubby holders, whatever it might be. Get your orders in for merchandise as well.
And if you want to get a print of your season. Some of those guys, I mean, I got one last year. I mean, it wasn't that fantastic of a season. I just thought I liked the car that I had, and I thought that I might do that. So I got myself a print. I think it was an A3 print. Comes out fantastic. You can put it on your wall. You know, so yeah, get all that sort of stuff. I mean, there's stubby holders, there's prints, there's hoodies, whatever else. I mean, there's whole host of stuff. Come on, let's get into it.
Whole host. Rob Crisdale has asked us, are we racing at Mexico City next season? From the words that I've been told by your good friend Bruce McLeod, Brett, they don't necessarily want to run Mexico because it's the brand new track, and they made an exception this season for the Bend because it's the Bend. Of course, we want to race there.
Yeah. Shame I missed that.
So Mexico may wait a season. So yeah, and I've already spoken about the one track that I would prefer change, which is Thruxton. But you know, if we run at Thruxton, it'd be interesting to see how it plays out in the supercars.
It sounds like a bad disease, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. It really does. Dave Varney landing in the chat as well. He's doing well behind Chris Blanchard, just to move on very swiftly with a nice little segue. Double podium, or 2 podiums the last 2 weeks. He's been on a roll of things, but unfortunately he's just a bit down the order tonight in qualifying. Started P16, currently runs here as well. So moving up the order to get another podium tonight, that's going to be an effort. We have had V8 Veterans saying under consideration at the moment for possibly putting Mexico in. I mean,
there you go. It's not done until the fat lady sings.
I would like it in place of Thruxton, just personally for me. That's my 2 cents, but my 2 cents may be worth nothing in your currency. Who knows? But yeah, just quickly as well, we're lap 8 of 68 at the moment, so we're right into things. Critical lap tonight, I believe, Brett, was roughly lap
39
or something like that.
38, 39. Yeah, I think it was 39.
So it was very late.
First fuel tank should get you to about 24, 25.
Yeah.
And then you get home was about 38, 39. Yeah. Those calculations done on I can't remember. I think it was
3.15 or 3.2.
3.1. I think you think 3.2 to allow a bit of buffer. So
yeah, I think so. Yeah, lap 39 critical, about 24 laps off the first set. You could split it pretty easily, where you could go 23, 22 to the end. Long tyre runs here. That really starts to get into the the wishy-washy of when would you do the long stint? Well, you'd have to do it in the mid because you don't want to do long stints at the end, Brett, unless you're forced to thanks to the safety car intervention.
I think that's and we won't talk about my pit stops. It was Anyway, we'll get to that later on, maybe.
We mentioned it. Previously on some fever dream I had. Previously, Brett, I had it last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was around about 8:30 p.m. actually, ironically. But
was it?
Yeah. But we mentioned in that fever dream of mine, safety cars though, very high likelihood at this track. Obviously, the barriers are a lot closer to the circuit. There's less runoff. It's high speed. There are some very big sections where we could see cars colliding into the wall and needing a safety car pulled. Now, if there's a safety car early in this race, let's say before lap 24, that's going to change the strategies up a little bit. Depending on what point the safety car comes out, that's going to force some fuel loads onto drivers as well. If it's around critical lap, that's going to force some spiciness because it's going to force drivers to go long to the end or stick to their strategy and come in later and have fresh tyres to the end of the race, which I don't think is worth it because we're not doing a 300k race tonight.
Is people who are either in teams or do have a lot for them or a manager or something like that, they are able to actually do some calculations on the fly. Some of the people that, some of the people that don't have support, not that it's a violin whinge, but I'd say some of these people who are driving have to do those calcs on the fly, and it does make it a lot harder, and so these things are critical for a good race too, because they can make and break.
I feel like I'm getting called out with those comments there, Brett, since I spot for my drivers on Thursday.
Oh, it wasn't a call out to you at all, Hamish. It was just saying that, and it's fantastic. I mean, and that's the other thing too. I guess if you want to get involved in V8 vets and don't have, you know, all the sim racing experience and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with actually just joining a team and actually being a spotter or manager,
if you're
or
not of age as well. So
yes,
if you're not
correct,
40
yeah.
just yet, but you're a part of a team in vets, put the hand up, come and spot
want to be
for
involved.
them, give them some support,
100%.
do the fuel calc.
100%.
It's a fun time on a Thursday, even just sitting there doing fuel calcs. You know, it's.
And I think the thing is that once you actually involved, you become more invested in it, and it becomes a lot more exciting because you can see some of your input and outputs, what the outcomes happen and things like that. Sometimes we've had a member who hasn't raced for whatever reason, but they've been around and they'll come and spot for one of our guys, you know. So it's actually not bad, and you do enjoy certain aspects of the racing. But let's get back to on track at the moment. Brad Dable putting about a 1.2 lead over Tannic at the moment, so he's definitely broken the draft off Tannic well and truly at the moment, and actually quite dominating this race in the early stages. Tannic going right there, he's tucked in there, and Damon's actually with under a second behind Tannic, so that is still alive, that battle there. Back further to Hoffman. Hoffy's about 3 seconds behind Damon, so he's falling off a bit there, but he's got a fairly big train behind him. Crosby is under a second, and then Lorna Kai is only 3/10 off. Then we've got Degoe, Viger, Cesar, and so Cesar's still trapped in that there, so he's in 9th place at the moment, so he's right on that cusp of actually the championship win. So, you know, a plus bonus, minus bonuses and stuff like that. So he would want to be trying, and even though it's early days, he'll want to be trying to move that car forward if he can. So, and that's the hard thing for Cesar now, with Brad in front. He's the man that's got everything to lose at this particular stage. With cars around him, don't make a mistake, don't get caught on someone else's incidents.
Well,
sorry, that was a very long ramble, wasn't it?
That's totally fine. You know what, Brett? I've had some long rambles myself. That's okay.
No.
Another reason why Halil may be wanting to push ahead too is he may be under the mindset that he actually needs P7 tonight because a certain spotter may have miscalculated as to where he needed to.
There is that.
Because he may have forgotten that no one got 168 points in round one when he got the points table to calculate it, and it was like, oh, there's actually an extra position in there. Well, fair enough then. We're good to go.
Yeah. But well, and that's the sort of pressure. I mean, like, that's the sort of pressure you don't really need at this particular point in time. Thinking the fact is that you need to actually move forward, but as long as you've got a cool head on you, you can actually sort of work that later on in the race.
When I actually realised, sort of halfway through the race, that my calcs were actually off, I decided not to tell him until the last stop. Because I didn't want to break any concentration or anything like that. I just wanted to look, just focus up, keep pushing for 7th, go for it, you know. Because it, you know, at the end of the day, it wasn't like I was saying, no, you actually need more, you need less. Yeah. So if I realised, he actually needs 5th, then I'm like, well, I'd have to tell him now, because it's like, well, you've got to go. You know? Yeah,
you need it. You know, you make shit happen. I don't know if I should say that. Anyway, sorry, pardon me. There's some fantastic. Wayne Reynolds dropping down a little bit.
I have a prediction for next season, Brett. I actually think Wade could be a sneaky contender next season. Former split one.
We actually talked about that early pre-broadcast. In your what did you call it
my
before?
Fever dream. Yeah, my fever dream.
In your fever dream. Yeah, I think we had a conversation, didn't we? That sounds really wrong. I was in your fever dream. Unbelievable. We were talking about, you know, once the promotions go through in this series, in this split, what are we going to be left with, and who is going to be contenders for the season 25?
Like,
we talked about Jimmy Caparonis.
How many are we going to be left with? You know, like, are we going to have 5 go up? I heard apparently on the Split 4 broadcast, 10 are going up from Split 4. So does that mean 10's going up from Split 3 and Split 2 as well? Or does that mean that it's always a hard one because
it's always a hard one, isn't it? You've got the returning drivers, you've got the pub test, pre-qual, all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of things to come in. But I think if we took conservatively 5 of the top of the split at the moment, and we looked underneath that, I reckon if we pick out 5 drivers that we reckon is going to be hunting for the championship next season, not taking into considerations the split one drivers coming back or anything like that. That'll be an interesting little
little conversation piece. Well, coming into tonight's round outside of the top 5, we've got the likes of Mick Clifton, Shane Randall, Darren Crosby, Bruce Tannick, Matt Stoyles, Brendan O'Brien, Tim Mulford, Robbie Griffiths, Paul Burns, Rick Feiger. That's down to the top 15. For me, out of those drivers, if all of them were to remain, if the top 5 went unchanged tonight, they're all to remain. For my money, without a race band hanging over his head of possibly getting it, Bruce Tannick would be an easy answer. Based on his pace, based on just how fast he is, how dominant he's been before, especially at his race wins this season. He nearly got one at Long Beach, got it at Portland. He's been there or thereabouts. So without that race ban at round 2 at Road Atlanta, he very likely would have been in the top 5 of the championship, if not a contender for the title race as well. So, without having that
Damon
over
blinking
his head,
out there for a second.
Damon,
Sorry.
eyelid Fisher back there, just blinking away for us once again.
Damon, get your internet sorted, will you?
So without a possible race ban hanging over his head next season, he's an easy answer for me. I think Robbie Griffiths, now that he's had a full season back in Split 2 as well, he'll be one to watch. And then Darren Crosby too. I think Crosby's going to be one that you could say should be able to challenge for it next season. Paul Burns could be a smoky. For me though, he's had 2 seasons now in vets. Tim Mulford's going to be one to watch. He's going to be one to watch next season.
Yeah. And like we talked about before, having those in practice, those 31 cars over 1 second, any one of this split only needs to sort of improve or find something that they can improve with what they're doing. If we've got a car on the side of the road here, mark out.
He's just pulled up at the side of turn 5, and that car's looking a bit poorly at the moment.
There's no fire in that.
He's got the starter motor on. He's trying to start it. It's not starting, and this is not in a good spot. I reckon his money shifted into turn 5. This could be an early safety car.
This could be an early safety car, and here we go. So we've got Stoyles, Vic, Viger, Cullen, and myself, Mackenzie, Seal. So everyone's coming in at the moment. So the leaders have obviously just missed that opportunity.
Help if I actually click the right thing to show.
Maybe click the right one. There we go. Yeah, we're right.
Safety car has been called. So safety car will be coming out of pit lane. So now I would say this could help these drivers back here, namely Rob Crisdale, who's coming through as well. But the main reason it may also hurt them is the rest of the field's been able to push on for another lap and push on at full pace. So this may not actually help those in pit lane who came in right before it was called. And again, that's more or less, that's the moment where a spotter becomes helpful, because they could say, well, the leaders have actually missed the safety car, you could go another lap and not get picked up.
And same again, it's one of those things we talked about before too, is that having a spotter, having someone look oversee can help you. Geez, Brad, you nearly ran wide there on that corner. Can help you with those decisions. Other than that, you've got to make all those decisions yourself at the last second. And sometimes, having that split second decision can be right or wrong or whatever it is. And that can be the end of your race. Just looking at myself earlier, unfortunately, for whatever reason, I have no idea, but my car did not put any fuel in, I don't believe.
Did you forget to take the fuel filler cap off before the race?
Oh, I don't know. Or, unless Zeely's boys were up there flogging me bloody fuel.
I think maybe the team put so much focus into getting Brad's pit stop perfected that they kind of just threw you to the side. Like, you haven't got a title to win.
We're not worried about you. No. Yeah. Could be. Yeah. So Brad's away. Tannick's right on his ginger. Damon's out there. So they're all
with this stop happening here, and of course the tank limitations being 70% tonight, or this afternoon, 93.3 litres available to actually, it would be the capacity of the tank. Can roughly only get in about 60 litres from this point. So it drops the split. The split was roughly about 69 litres on a rough estimate of it. Between 67.5 to 69. So That's now dropped that split a little bit if you were to go full tank at this point. Some drivers may have taken slightly less to try and jump some spots. You know, possibly.
Probably a good opportunity to do so.
Might have also taken a lap less than the 60 because they can save that lap under this safety car, which then it still resituates the strategy for later in the race where you're still taking the same amount. You have to take a lap extra. The issue now is we get into safety car after safety car scenario, and then that throws the strategy out the window a little bit. If we get a safety car, I would argue, Brett, if we get a safety car within 2 laps of critical lap, we said before it was around about lap 38, 39. So if a safety car is called on lap 37, you're in and you're filling up the car.
Oh, 100%.
Because you can
100%.
you can save a lap under the safety car, and you know, with enough saving, you could save a lap across the next 30 laps to get home.
Where it becomes interesting if it's 3 or 4 laps prior to critical.
I don't think it's worth it at that point. I think it's too much of a risk, especially if you're a contender. So if you're Cesar, Doble, Crisdale may play the risk because he's further back in the field, but for Doble and Cesar, it's not worth the risk. It would not be worth it to come home and play a fuel game where you can just keep going.
It's all about making the right choices, minimising risk.
Exactly.
And look, so far the boys, you can see them out there now. So Brad's out in front, Tannick, Fisher, Hoffman, Crosby, DeGoey, Viger, Mackay. Cesar's still in 9. So, you know, same again, like we've had one round of pit stops go through. Cesar hasn't moved at this stage. He's in 9. He's under the belief that he's not in his place where he needs to be to win the championship. So the longer this race goes, and it's still got a lot of laps to go, we're only 16 laps in, the longer this race goes, he is going to, you know, that desperation might come up. So there might be a few external pressures that start to apply to Cesar. So, and now we've got a restart, and that always, you know, you get that safety cars versus, you know, breed safety cars. So there's all these little things that can happen. So Brad's done everything he can at this stage, being out in P1. He's box seat. Cesar has still got some work to do here.
Yeah, Brad being in P1 forces the most amount of pressure that he can possibly apply to Cesar. Of course, Cesar has false pressure at the moment too, because he's under the belief he needs P7. He really needs P9. Both of them currently are 0x. So if they both remain 0x, P9's actually good enough for Hillel, because he'd still win by 3 points in the championship. So if he doesn't go 0x and he gets no bonus points, it will be a tie, and it will go to whatever their points are prior to drop rounds, which I think still favors Cesar.
Holes at the local golf course.
Yeah, which I think still favors Cesar in that sense, because he's had more top 5s. But
correct. Yeah.
That's where it gets a bit iffy, and that's where it gets a bit, you know, into the realm of what's possible.
We talk about this season 24, and all season we've been both banging on, and I've probably been even getting even more spicy about it, is the fact is that we've had a hell of a series. The Series 24 has been absolutely an unbelievable series, and we come down to the last race, and how is this, you know, like, we're still on the edge of crowning our champion. We don't, I mean, there's things in play that you go, yeah, we're almost there, someone's, you know, but it's not over yet. So we could not have asked for a better, at this current point, we could not have asked for a better finish to season 24.
No, and it's becoming a head-to-head now, and it is a head-to-head in the pit stops. It's a head-to-head in the strategy. It's a head-to-head in how you play your race. That is the head-to-head between Brad Doble and Hillel Cesar. Rob Crisdale at the moment, statistically, it's not as likely he's going to win.
Unfortunate. That's
Rob.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
Drove a very strong season. Probably got his win a little bit too late, because that kind of, you know, we mentioned how important the momentum shift is in Split 2. The last 2 seasons, the momentum shift has come in round 3, when the champion has, well, actually in season 22, Barnett won in round 1 and then went on to win in round 3 anyway. But last season, the main momentum shift was round 3, was when Muggleton won his first race, and then that's when he first came to light, and that's when he first really started to push for more race wins. This season, Doble won it at round 2, Cesar won it at round 3. They've both had very good momentum swings. I'd actually argue the momentum swing started in round 2, Brett, because that's when Doble got his win. That's where Cesar got his first top 5, and that's what started the run of both of them being the front runners this season.
Yeah, yeah. And look, anything can happen. You know, I don't want to put the Mozza on anyone, but, you know, like we just seen Houghton, you know, money shift or whatever happened there, blew his motor. That can happen, you know. So Brad could do that. Cesar could do that. Anyone could do that. You know, they could get caught up in an incident, in someone else's incident. You know, so there's so many things to play out. Oh, there's so many things that can play out yet. You know, like
a story that Scott Gamble told, I think the last time we were actually at this track, he told it the last time we were here. It was a few seasons ago when we were at Okayama. He was trying to win the championship in Split 1. They got a safety car. He had disconnected from the server as the safety car was called. He rejoined and managed to get back on track on the lead lap, but had to go from the back of the field to the front to win the title. It could happen to any of them. It could happen to Brad. It could happen to Halil. Anything can happen. And it can happen at any stage. Safety
car's away.
It is. It's pulling away from the field. So Doble will have control once the safety car is in pit lane. Of course, Tom Freeman at the helm of the car. So, oh my God, he's lost it into turn 8.
What has happened here?
Fire up Tom Freeman, fans. He sent that car a bit too hot.
Wow. Unbelievable.
And he swiftly goes back to pit lane. Tom
with
Freeman.
His head down, gets out of the car, sneaks out the back of his. Unbelievable.
Oh, I wish he
Here
was,
we go.
I wish he was streaming at that point. That would have been hilarious. Doble, though, at control of the field. Tannick, Fisher, right in behind. Crosby, Hoffman, Crosby, DeGoey, Viger, Mackay, Cesar, Randall, the top 10. We're green flag running once again at Okayama.
How good is this? Brad's getting through turn 1 now. Tannick right on his ginger. There's a little bit of a gap to Damon, but it's all getting away nicely here at the moment. Cesar having a little bit of a look there. Can he do anything with it? No, he can't. He just falls back into line. Tyre pressure got to come back up, and temperature got to come back up. So careful these first few turns, half a lap or so.
The car's just getting resituated, getting those tyres up. Of course, they would have taken tyres in that stop and fuel as well. So the cars are fueled up, and drivers are fueled up and hungry to make positions if they can.
Having a look. Iger having a look here somewhere, and Hoffy having a look at the inside of Damon.
Oh, side by
running it side by side. Here we go.
Hasn't got quite enough overlap. No. Has to back out of it for that moment.
There's that little bit of pressure being applied to Damon at the moment. So Tannick just making that break away. A little bit of a wiggle from Damon as he comes out of that turn. Tannick right up on the back of a Doble now too. Crosby having a crack there as well. Oh, Mulford and Randall.
What amazing.
So Mulford's got past Randall. Bale's got past myself. I've dropped back 2 positions. I think that was a bit of a challenge there, and that got a bit intense for a couple of seconds. So Mulford's now released from that pack, so he'll be keen to push it back up on the back of Cesar now. Angry little pack.
It is. There's a couple of angry little packs. So now the problem now is for Cesar, he's no longer got his rear gunner holding back Tim Mulford. So Mulford can now try and chase down Cesar. Now he is outside 1.5 seconds to Cesar. Remember the tow rate's about 0.8 of a second. So
Tannick,
he's got to have work to do. Tannick is there.
He's right up there on Brad now.
Right there, putting the pressure onto the back of the Shadow Racing Ford Mustang of Brad Doble. And that Mag and Turbo Camaro is breathing down the neck
Oh,
One of the contenders. There's been a contact in the background. Sorry, Matty Parker and Rob Crisdale have made contact. And that there, you'd have to argue, Brett, might be championship prospect over for Rob Crisdale.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Tanek still on the back of Doble at the moment, so he's really putting pressure on here. Damon's about 1.5 seconds back. Hoffman's about 1.2. Crosby's right on the ginger of Hoffy. So there's an angry pack right up to the back of Cesar. Mulford trying to close in.
Mulford would love to get up on this. He gained 0.6 of a second on that last lap over Cesar. So
go back to Brad Doble and Tanek at the moment, because I think it's really heating up there.
It is. Pressure's starting to build from them.
I wonder whether Tanek's going to try and take something, have a bit of a crack at Brad.
He might have a go at this here. Oh, he's not quite ready to go for it just yet. Maybe he's going to wait for the hairpin possibly.
Yeah.
He's getting hungry for the spot, and that'll be the big fear for Doble, is Tanek tries to go past, and anything, any mistake could happen, and that could cost Brad. So if he thinks Tanek's going to do it, he's better just letting him go.
Yeah.
That's the better choice, because it's the race-saving choice to let him go if he thinks Tanek's going to do it.
Brad's all over it too. Like I said before, he's a smart racer. He plays the long game, and I'm sure he'll be aware of it. But still, that extra bit of pressure, can force a mistake. Tanek's really sort of having a crack there. He's pushing the car. He's getting right up on his ginger in a couple of those corners. He needs to just make a slight error, and things could go sideways for Brad at this stage. But yeah.
So it's all happening in the battle for the race lead at this stage. Brad Doble, Bruce Tanek separated by barely a whisper at the moment.
Yeah, closing again.
It is. He's right on him. Right on him is Bruce Tanek, and Brad Doble could be starting to feel the pressure now. I mean, we mentioned the pressure cooker a lot, Brett.
Yeah.
How's those Shadow Racing pressure cookers?
He's on the inside of him there.
Here comes Tanek. He wants a run at him. He wants the race lead. And he wants a race win if he can get it as well, as we run now towards turn 4. Big dive from Tanek. Big dive from Tanek. Overextends a little bit. Doble saw it coming. Avoided the contact. But that there was a wake-up call for Brad Doble, because that could have been the championship done and dusted if they'd made contact right there.
Unbelievable. That is awesome. That was a really good choice by Brad there. Tanek really stuck it in there. We've got some more action happening back here. Degoe and Viger. I'm not sure if there's any this is an important battle, because right now they're all trying to fight for position, and the other end of the coin, or the other side of the coin in this championship battle, Halil Cesar is stuck behind them right now. Yeah.
He wants to get a wriggle on. So these guys are beginning to just start to hold him up just a little bit here. Crosby's in a good spot, so is Hoffy as well.
And it comes back to, like, when I talked about the qualifying time, practicing times and qualifying times in this split, like, these guys aren't mucking about. They're not really holding each other up. They're just racing. And so Cesar's got to really work at it to make something happen. And if opportunity doesn't happen, you know what I mean? Like, I think you need someone to make a mistake to take advantage of it, because they're all pulling very, very similar lap times. I think if I have a quick look over here at SDK, last lap times for all the top guys there, all within like 100th of each other.
Every single car except for Matt Parker on the last lap and Matt Monday did a 1:33. Parker did a 32. And Monday did a 34. Everyone else in that last lap was in the 1:33s. It's insane. Insanity.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. So how if you're Cesar, how do you get further up in this list? Because everyone's driving for 10/10ths. They're not making mistakes. They're all it's a waiting game. You've got to it's going to be either a pit strat or
he's got to do it in the pits. or he's got to wait for a door to open. That's what he's got. Or he's got to hope that they maybe crash into each other. That's what he's got to hope for. Because
looks like he's starting to apply a little bit of pressure
is.
to Mackay there. But that's the thing, is that you don't want to sort of overextend yourself though either. You know, you put too much pressure on, you can make a mistake. You know, but it's as this race goes on, that is going to be playing into Cesar's hands. You know, it's going to be playing. Sorry, not playing into his hands. It's going to be playing on his mind. You know, he needs to get up further in this pack. What does he need to do it? And that's, I think, one of the big things that's going to be playing around.
That will indeed. It'll be playing on his head. It'll be playing on his mind, especially because he currently, as Viger gets a bit loose, he currently has the belief that he needs P7, which Viger is currently in. He doesn't know that he's fine in P9 at the moment, and he's fine to finish where he is. But he wants P7.
Bit of a challenge on the inside here.
Comes Mackay. Up the inside.
And this is probably what Cesar wants. This is what Cesar wants. A bit of fighting up in here might take give him an opportunity sort of to move up here. At this stage, Mackay's on the inside. He hasn't done. Can he complete it? He's got racing. He's up far enough there.
Job done. What a great move. And Viger swiftly moves over to block the arc for Cesar to come through as well and make it a 2-for-1 special. So good move there from Mackay. He showed Cesar exactly what he's got to do to get past Viger. Cesar now has to go in suit and match it on the next lap or two, because the longer this race goes on, it's going to hurt him even more if he can't get this job done. Because creeping up on them is Tim Mulford, who's now only 0.6 away from the back of the 5 car. And if he gets past Cesar, Cesar is out of championship winning position. So he needs to get a wriggle on and put cars between him and that crucial P9 position. One more spot and he's guaranteed the title, but he'd love to have a few more.
And he's still got to hold. He can make up one spot, but he's still got to hold that spot. I mean, it's only 25 of 68. So we've got a long way to go in this race yet. And how exciting is that it is just building. It is building big time here at Okayama.
Sound like you got some phlegm stuck there.
I do, actually. Rick Viger just dropped a spot, I think, to O'Brien.
O'Brien, yep. So those guys battling away for position further back in the field. Doble at the moment is now starting to break away from Bruce Tannick, just over a second over Tannick now. Then there's Damon Fisher, Andrew Hoffman following through as well. Darren Crosby's out there, Reese Degoe as well, Lorne Mackay. Chad Viger on board with him now in towards turn 6. He'll be feeling the pressure from Cesar in behind him. Doesn't want to give up too much time to the cars ahead, especially for Cesar's sake. He doesn't want to give up too much time to the cars ahead, otherwise he'll have an uphill battle to chase them back down again. You see Mulford as well, putting that pressure on
Mulford's
him.
there.
Yeah,
Mulford's right there. Oh, he's and Mulford is not going to worry about Cesar being, being in the hunt for the championship. He's going to say, mate, I'm here because I want to move forward myself. So there's not going to be any holes barred there. And I wanted to briefly touch on too. Look, and I know we're focusing a lot on the front end of the pack because there's a lot happening here, and we need to. But what I'd really like to do, especially probably next season, is try and sort of cover more of the things that happen down in the pack further, because there is some brilliant racing going on further down the pack, and some guys having some fantastic racing. So, and I know it is a bit hard at the moment because we've got a lot of action happening up front, and this is all championship stuff. But there is some fantastic racing going further on down the pack, and it'd be good to sort of cover some of these other guys as well.
Including this battle pack as well, with Michael Quain, Sean Cullen, and Scott McKenzie as well. Adrian Zeal's out there in what will be his final outing in the Vets, at least for a season, as he plans to have a season off, I believe, to go travelling.
Cullen right out in the grass there too.
He was indeed. That's
someone's a lock break there. Someone's locked a break there.
That was Arnie. I think that might have been Dave Arnie locking the brake into turn 5. He's starting to put pressure on now to Robbie Griffiths. Fishy Motorsport car would have loved to have had a top season this season, but next season he wants to get back to the ways of season 15 Griffiths, challenging for the title and battling it out for race wins.
And it's saying there's a lot of great racing going on further in this mid pack. Well, actually, all the way up and down the field, there's some fantastic racing going on. And I know we're focusing on certain packs, which we need to anyway. But yeah, it's hard to cover everything too, because we've only got 2 eyes.
Yeah, the beauty of live TV would be we could run multiple shots at once by teaching Brett how to produce. It's a bit hard when we're on the replay. So
no, that's right. I mean, if we were live, I could be watching live and covering other stuff as well. And but look, we do what we do, and that's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, and the beauty would be that eventually we could, in replay files, have a look at a replay without pre-recording it, and then go back to where we were. That would be top tier to be able to do that.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be very nice. It'd be like a live broadcast, like Brett. So.
Yeah. But this battle pack here with Blanchard, Griffithani, Cullen, Quain, Baggy McKenzie, and Zeal. I mean, that's a pretty hefty pack there too.
Pack, yeah. These guys are having a rip snorter of a battle at the moment. Oh no, Damon.
Sorry, I just watched up. Damon's internet decided to turn off for a second and back on again. And I thought Hoffman was making a pass on him, but
someone loaded up the Netflix. That's what that was, Brett.
Yeah. Just because Damon, believe it or not, actually runs a hotspot through his phone, and that's what he races on.
It's actually it's a more secure connection than Starlink is. So.
Oh, probably.
As you're into pit lane, Brett, what's happened here?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I was running out of fuel because my pit crew decided not to fuel me. So I went as long as I could, and I had to go and fill up, which took me out of the, Anyway, that was my race. I wasn't too stressed. All I wanted to do is just finish the round and, stay on track and not make too many mistakes. And I think that's one thing that, So they must have found some, so they're actually putting some in. Yeah,
they found a spare barrel of it in the back that was used if Brad needs, and we'll just give it to Brett this time. His name starts with
yeah. Or Cesar poking his nose out a little bit, maybe just to show a nose, but he's still Cesar's still in 9. As this race goes on, 28 of 68. He's going to be putting himself under a little bit more pressure, and he's going to probably try and get a little bit more desperate, I
think he will. I've heard whispers, Brett, that there may be a couple of layoffs from Shadow Racing in terms of pit crew next, to bring in some new blood for next season, to not forget to fuel up the car in a pit stop after that moment. Maybe some younger minds into the pit crew, maybe, not to forget to put the fuel in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. You don't have to be over 40 to be in the pit crew.
Imagine that the age restrictions, like in the over 60s, you've got to have an over 60s pit crew. Like, oh my god.
Oh, Jesus, imagine that. What are we doing here? Oh, Cesar now putting some pressure on Viger there.
He is putting some major pressure on him.
So, I would think at this point he's going to have to start and go, well, things are going to have to happen. I'm going to have to try and make things happen. Otherwise, I'm going to get caught out here. So Brad up in front. He's only a second behind, in front of Tanik at the moment. So Tanik sort of seesawing a little bit. He did play that out to around about 1.5 or so. So Tanik sort of having a bit of a comeback. Damon Fisher about 1.4, 1.5 behind him. So he's still sort of in that race there. Hoffy about 1.6 behind there. So starting to spread out a little bit up the front. But Crosby, DeGoey, and Mackay, all that sort of stuff, going back further there, that pack is still a very big Hunters pack.
Yeah, big Hunters pack is happening back there, and they could be feeling some pressure right now. DeGoey and Mackay, they're still in the top 5 worthy position in the championship at the moment. Neither of them will be dropping out if they finish where they are, but with so long left to go in this race, anything can happen to them. We're going to take this time to go to a quick ad break to give thanks to our title sponsors, Racecraft Simulations. If you're in the WA or Perth area, head over to 16 Grogan Road, Perth Airport, chat to John and the team, check out some of the rigs they've got on the floor, and if you've got a bit of spare dosh, chuck it at that PT1 and get it for yourself. They do ship Australia-wide straight to your door. And so yeah, we'll be back very shortly after these short messages. Lap 30 is 68. We're nearly at the halfway point of the race. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Welcome back into the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans here. Struggles and trouble for Lorne Mackay during the ad break at turn 6, only a lap or so ago, spinning down into the corner, carrying too much speed under brakes, and that's seen him drop all the way back to P20, and all of a sudden the run to the top 5 in the championship looks a little bit more grim for the Accelerate Sim Racing driver, but the run to the championship, well, that looks a little bit more perspective now for our, championship leader, the 5-car Halil Cesar of Infinity Motorsport. He's now up into that crucial P8 position, the guaranteed position for a championship this season. Hamish Munro Brett Fisher here with you if you're just joining us here tonight for the V8 Veterans action. Brett, big moment there for Lorne. That's dropped him outside of the top 10. Puts pressure on him now to survive in the top 5 in the championship. It's taken a little bit of worry, though, out the brain of Halil Cesar.
Yeah, and how easy can that happen? I mean, you know, like it could have very well been Cesar or Viger or anyone like that, and then he could have got caught up in an incident. So that's worked out well for Cesar. Just released that pressure just a little bit. But he's still going to probably eyes forward and try and move forward.
So what's on the menu for lunch today, Brett? Because I'm just going to assume that that's what you're going to get.
Oh, yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's all right. That's okay.
Chicken. I can't remember what the missus said it was. Yeah.
Oh,
let's say firecracker chicken.
The firecracker chicken. Instead of putting the paprika into the race tonight, we put it into the chicken instead. That's where that's
Yep,
going.
that's right.
Yeah, lap 33, that was 68. So the pressure's now starting to build on the likes of Crosby, DeGoey and Chad Viger. Namely on Viger, because he would have seen the mistake that Mackay made, and he'd hope not to make a similar mistake in this one in the run towards a top 5 finish here tonight. He's currently P7. Would love to make a move on Reece Tagoe. Would love to get past Aaron Crosby as well. That there is the point at which Cesar wants to get to, because he wants 9 top 5 finishes in a row. That's what he wants this season. Tonight is the night he can do it. He can, though, and will need to if he wants to win the title at this stage, 10 top 10 finishes across the season. Perfect ratio inside the top 10. And if that happens for you, that's a championship coming your way. So that's what Cesar wants here tonight.
Have a look at Brad up front, though. 2.3 seconds. He's made a huge break on Tannic at this stage. Damon Fisher only about 0.8 behind Tannic. So that's interesting there. I mean, Brad's obviously doing everything he can, and you know, the position he's in at the moment, he's a fantastic position. So he's done at this point everything he needs to do. Tannic is obviously just falling away slightly there, coming under pressure from Damon. Hoffman has still maintained this. It's about 1.5 second gap there. They stayed that sort of for a while now. Crosby about the same. And then a little bit less back to Tagoe at about 1.2. But then, so this is obviously it's all spread out a bit now. And Cesar is probably would be thinking at the moment, okay, the pressure's come off just a fraction. I've made up a couple of A spot. So he's probably feeling a little bit more comfortable, but not 100% at this point, because you never know what's going to happen down the track further.
You never know. You never exactly know what could happen throughout this race. Dave Arney at the moment putting the pressure still on Chris Blanchard. Arney's currently down 3 positions in this race. Griffiths in a great run up 10. So is Scott McKenzie of the Misfits racing team as well. He's putting pressure on Sean Cullen at the moment, who's up 9. Sean really improving this season, Brett, it must be said. And I think for next season, could be a fair shout to say maybe a top 15 finish in the championship on the cards for him.
Yep, that's what he's hoping. He's hoping, I mean, like every season we hope to sort of, set ourselves a bit of a goal, and you hope to get in within that sort of goal that we set for each other. And that is quite possible for Sean.
I don't just think it's quite possible. I think if he can continue to race how he's raced in the last half of this season, I don't see any reason why it couldn't be. He is driving fantastic. He's getting a lot more comfortable in the car, a lot more confident as well. I think more so for Sean and his racing, it's the damage limitation that's going to be more important. And he's trying to keep your races clean, keep them mistake free. There's not much you can do about. Not much you can do about staying out of other people's incidents. Because,
yeah. And that's the thing, is he's had a little bit of bad luck with being tagged here and there and things like that, getting caught up in incidences and stuff like that. So yeah, and it's just like anything, sometimes the luck just doesn't fall your way.
Sometimes you don't quite get the right pick on the coin flip, as Mackenzie's trying to find a way down the inside of him at the moment. He could not quite get there this time by. Griffiths under pressure slightly from Blanchard. Rick Viger up ahead of them, battling away with Brett O'Brien too. So the mid-pack is still turning it up for us in terms of some positive battles here this evening, and in terms of just providing us with some solid viewing across the night here at Okayama. We've just passed the halfway point here, Brett, so we've gone 125 Ks on the road here tonight. There's still 125 to go before we meet the checkered flag and before we crown a champion. Hell of a lot has happened in this first 125 Ks. Hell of a lot more could happen in the next 125.
Certainly can. Cesar looks like he's actually starting to pressure Viger as well. He's about 0.2 from the back of him at the moment. So he's going to try and, I would think over the next few laps, he might try and, make something happen there, I think.
He might try and force the issue, might try and gain the position. At the moment, he still believes he needs P7, which is right in front of him.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Viger. So that there, he can taste the position now. He's only 1 away. So that's what he'll be thinking about. That's what the mindset will be for a little Cesar at the moment. And
keeping that pressure on Viger, like hoping he sort of makes a mistake.
Yeah, that's what, and that's what he's got to do. He's got to keep putting the pressure on him. Either pressure him to speed up and get up to the back of Tagoe, or pressure him to make a mistake and you make your way past and get a free position. That's what the hope will be right now for the 5 car of Halil Cesar. Just can taste a little gap starting to form, but he could not quite slip it in there. You'll have to wait for another chance.
If you take a fraction of a second off your, of your eyes off the road in front of you and look in the mirror, and you know what I mean? Like, it only takes a split second to make a slight mistake, and can have catastrophic effects.
Importantly now as well, Brett, as we come up across the line to begin lap 37, we are 2 to 3 laps away from critical lap now of lap 38/39, depending on your fuel usage, whether you're running closer to 3.1 or closer to 3.2.
Yeah.
So now the question has to be, well, is there going to be anyone who maybe tries to send a bit of an early pit stop play to try and undercut some drivers? It's a very early undercut to play, but you get on some fresh tyres and you get into your wheelhouse of being able to run at maximum pace. But the issue then is as well, because the field's so spread out, you may put yourself at a detriment and actually end up in traffic and then end up burying yourself a little bit. We've seen it happen this season with some drivers as well.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want too, especially if you're trying to sort of move forward. The last thing you want to do is get caught up behind someone who's maybe a little bit slower or
lock up from Viger into the back of Degoe into turn 5.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Massive implications for the championship, because now Halil Cesar is well and comfortable into P6 on the road.
He's been gifted it.
He has had, well, what he believes is the positions he needs. He's been handed them for free. He's just been given 2 extras of what he actually needs. But Cesar right now, there goes some of that pressure up in smoke, up in a dust cloud down at turn 5.
And he's got a gap in front of him and gap behind him, so he would be feeling very, very comfortable. And there it goes to show exactly what we're talking about. He's been applying that pressure to Viger, and like just that constant pressure, and Viger's just either missed his brake marker or applied too much pressure, locked it up, gone to the back of Degoe, bang, there you go. He's got 2 spots up on him. So,
and Degoe very, very lucky not to end up further off the track. The only position he lost was actually the position to Cesar. He didn't lose an extra one, so that's been the benefit of Reece Degoe off of that. He's only lost the one to Cesar. He could have easily dropped more and could have easily seen Shane Randall get 9 points ahead of him on the road, which would knock him out of the top 5 in the championship and bring Randall up into the top 5 battle for the top, to go up to split 1 next season. So just so quickly it can get past.
Oh, exactly. And that's the thing is these guys are fighting for a top 5, and if they want to go up, if it's only 5 cars that go up to split 1, these guys want to be promoted. So it's still a lot at stake here.
It really is. This lap as well. Well, this lap is a critical lap in terms of you could come in, save a little bit of fuel if you're running at 3.2 and get home. Lap 39 guaranteed to do so, which Degoe's going to go for.
Oh, there you go, Degoe.
So Degoe is going to roll the dice, get out of the battle pack, get into clean air, and see if he can strategize his way to remain in the top 10. Could be a smart strategy here from Degoe.
Viger in as well.
Yep, Viger in. So a bit of damage on board that car possibly. We'll see if it's for a penalty or not for Viger. Degoe straight into the pit box. Viger is into the box. Yeah, he's in the box as well. So both of them taking the same pit stop strategy now after they made contact at turn 5. We'll see how that pans out later on in the race. Brad Doble, Bruce Tannick. There is 3.5 seconds between them at the moment. A mammoth gap for Doble. Unfortunately, he doesn't get bonus points for every second he beats P2 by. Otherwise, well, you'd be trying to win by 20 seconds every single week.
Yeah, well, that'd be a game changer, wouldn't it?
It really would. Damon Fisher, P3 at the moment. Andrew Hoffman in P4. A very strong run from Hoffy at this stage. He's running incredibly consistent tonight.
Hoffy's got to be happy with that run that he's had so far. It's like the last hole on the 18th tee. You know, you just want to crack one driver and say, "Yep, that'll bring me back." You know, so maybe this is Hoffy's 18th hole.
So I want to put a point to you, Brett, of, you know, we obviously normally vote for driver of the day. Do we want to start a new tradition that in the final round we actually vote for driver of the season?
Ooh. Who's that sponsored by?
Well, no, it'd still be the Chubby Buns. It would be the driver of the day award, but the nominees would be drivers we think have actually put together a very complete season, whether they win the championship or not. So, you know, it could be drivers that either win.
That's hard because, like clearly if they win the championship, they are the driver of the season.
This is true, but it could also be that we nominate a most
you...
improved driver as well, and we may think that well, actually their improvement outshines the dominance or the quality of the champion, possibly as well.
Yeah.
Or do we maybe just include the champion within the nominations for driver of the day? I don't even know. At the moment, for my money, initial nominees that we'd put forward in 28 laps time. Right now, I couldn't look past Bruce Tannick, who's doing a very good job tonight. Andrew Hoffman's doing a very solid run of maintaining position in P4. Fantastic effort. I think a shout out needs to go out to the likes of Matt Stoyles, who's been running a very consistent season thus far, and I think probably deserves some points tonight. He's currently up 7. And then I think if Halil Cesar can win the title, obviously he's had some pressure on him tonight to be within that top 10. He's had a very strong run sitting there, but I don't know. I don't know how I want to nominate that.
Interesting. Let me ponder.
I'll let you ponder on that while you enjoy the pondering of what flavours are currently in your mouth as well.
Sorry. How professional.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
So Paul Burns in pits, Dave Arney in pits, Michael Quain in pits.
They all come in. It's okay, Brett. I've done an endurance race before. Got to eat at some point, you get some understanding today because we're at a different time slot than we'd normally be. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's fine. Mulford at the moment being pressured here by Shane Randall in behind him. These guys have been stuck together like glue all night. Now, I know that some may say, well, why wouldn't I, when we mentioned earlier, possible championship contenders next season, why would I not say Shane Randall? I think at the moment, as good as Shane's been and how consistent he's been, he needs that breakout win. He's yet to have a win in Split 2. He needs his first win to solidify himself because, arguably speaking, I said it this season, and it looks like it's going to happen because if either Halil Cesar or Brad Doble wins the title, well, the champion's going to have 2 wins, because Doble at the moment looks like he's going to win this race. So if he's going to win and he's going to win the race, you need 2 wins in a championship. You've got to be a proven race winner to be really classified as a prospective champion. Now, Mulford's not a proven race winner in Vets, but he's a proven race winner elsewhere. Griffiths has won races, Reynolds has won races in lower splits. Crosby's won races. All those guys have won races before. You've got to have the ability to win races, and I think for Shane, he wants to take that next step to getting into a race-winning position, but he's yet to do so.
I was just thinking, Hamish, you're a man of stats. Mackenzie and Duggan in pits, and also Cullen and Clifton in pits as well.
Yep.
Yeah. We talked about earlier Cesar being, like he's had, like a massive amount of top 5s and all sorts of stuff. Other than Cesar, who is the most consistent in this field, in positions?
Brad Doble.
Yeah.
Brad Doble is the other that is as consistent as him. 6 top 5s, 8 top 10s. He's 1 top 10 less and 2 top 5s less to this point of the season. Chris Dale,
and they said that wasn't
5, 7 top 10s.
And that wasn't a loaded question either. I didn't know.
No.
I did not know at all. But that's what I'm thinking is, maybe if Cesar does win the championship, that maybe, we talked about, who we could vote for. Maybe it could be Brad Doble.
Maybe it could.
Just for obviously being consistent, not quite getting there. But
Brett, do we do it of, because we've previously given it away to two people in the same night before.
Yeah.
Do we both be really selfish and just give it to both of our drivers? No matter who wins the title, we just say, sorry, no vote, we're going to give it to Brad Doble and Halil Cesar.
Oh, wow. I don't know.
Really,
and
really
said,
put both of our necks on the sword with that one,
What are these guys doing? They're running their own show.
I know. To be completely fair, though, when else are we ever going to get the opportunity that both of our teams and two of our teammates are battling for a championship head-to-head?
Yeah. And it's been a stellar season.
It really has.
Let's put it to that. I mean, it has been a breakout season as far as so many things. Records have been broken and things like that. And this is nothing to take anything away from any of the other drivers. I mean, there's been some fantastic driving going all the way up and down the field. But it could be, Brad started off this season with, I think, either COVID or influenza, and had a shocker. And then from there, he has just lit up. Here we see Randall in pits, Hoffman in pits, Crosby in pits, Tannick in pits, and Doble in pits. Here we go.
The race leader comes in. That promotes Damon Fisher to P1 on the road. Halil Cesar up to P2. Alistair Bale's out of sync at the moment. Tim Mulford is in P3 at the moment. And Brett O'Brien, Rick Viger, Lorne Mackay, Robbie Griffiths. What could have been for Mackay tonight. He's down positions after a spin at turn 6 during our ad break. He's on the comeback train at the moment. 25 laps to go here, Brett. So we've got 25 to go.
Ooh, down.
And realistically speaking, not too bad of a stint length to actually have to go on this tyre set. Only 25 laps is not too bad for the likes of Doble, Tannick and co. So Doble exits pit lane 3.5 seconds still ahead of Bruce Tannick. That's a great position to be in.
That's great.
DeGoey and Viger have come out right behind, or DeGoey has, right behind Darren Crosby and Andrew Hoffman. So their early stop has paid off for them.
Yeah.
And now the pressure is on Cesar to actually get a good pit stop in and exit pit lane ahead of Reese DeGoey. But if it's going to happen, he's going to be right within Crosby and Hoffman as well.
The other one would be interesting to see where Damon comes out in relation to Cesar's in pits,
so
Panic and Hoffman.
So Halil Cesar, championship leader into pit lane. So let's see where he ends up in comparison.
Mackay and Griffiths in pits.
Yep, Mackay and Griffo are in. So where does he end up in comparison to Reese DeGoey? Because this was the direct battle that was happening prior to the pit stops at this stage of the race. So Cesar is still in the box seat at the moment. It's got to put roughly 70 odd litres into the car to get it home. Doble comes past, Tannick comes past. Hoffman, Crosby, DeGoey. Cesar's just dropped. They're going to get him in pit lane. What about Chad Viger? Is he going to get him as well? This is going to be tight, Brett, on the pit exit. I think Viger's
going to get him. Oh, not quite.
Oh, side by side at turn 1.
Yeah, no, he's got him. He's got him. Viger's still carrying that damage too.
He is indeed. Still carrying the damage. Cesar survives for now.
Yeah. This is still close. I mean, like, how good a race is this? I mean, nothing has been written in stone yet. It's still a lot to play out. I mean, this is absolutely fantastic for a final race It's for the decider of his championship. Vigert's getting a little bit loose as he comes out of turn 6.
That was turn 4.
Four.
Just quickly as well, so top 6 cars yet to pit. One of them should exit pit lane ahead of Halil Cesar. That is Damien Fisher. So corrected 5 positions for Cesar puts him into P7 on the road.
On the cusp.
Yep.
On the cusp.
A position ahead.
Nail biting.
Yep, a position ahead of where he's guaranteed the championship, which is P8. So he would come through this pit stop period, one hand on the trophy, but he's got to keep one hand on the wheel here, Brett. He cannot afford to make a mistake in the next 20 laps.
No. And that's what I mean. That's why it's so fantastic that it's so close, because anyone who makes a mistake, it's over. You know, like we've seen a blown motor. We've seen, Viger lock a brake and go straight forward into the back of Degoe. Things like that can happen quite easily in the blink of an eye and change the outcome of this race massively. So it's not over yet, and which is exciting. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm stoked that this is the race we've gotten to close out our series. Damon's struggling a bit on tyres here.
Yeah. Oh, really struggling.
Want to come into pit.
Yeah, has to come in.
Yeah.
Or is he just blinks out of existence?
Disappears again. Bloody hell. Get that shit sorted.
We've had a request, Brett, in the chat. Sorry, I've just noticed. Over on the Infinity Broadcasting side, requesting if you would want to make it a 2-night-a-week affair with myself as a co-commentator on Friday nights as well. I don't know how well that would go down with the wife, though, if you were missing two commentary duties. So,
I don't know how well that'll go down.
I don't know how well that'll go down, Brett.
I'd love to, but,
I'd love to have you there, but I don't. I appreciate that you also have a partner, and it's the weekend.
Well,
I mean, look, go out on the weekend.
The thing is, you've got to be fair to your partner as well. There's a game you got to play, and there can be either no winners or no losers, and sometimes you make the wrong choice, and you get yourself into trouble. But then sometimes you make the right choice, and I think at this stage, I'm going all right the way I am at the moment. I do enjoy doing what I'm doing, and thank you very much for the push. But hey, I'm enjoying what I'm doing now, and let's just sort of play the game, and we'll see where we head.
We'll see what happens. But I mean, I look forward to vets every week. I look forward to Saturday night. You and I alongside, just to call the action once again. So Tim Mulford needs his final stop in this race before handing the lead back over to Brad Doble. He is now officially led the most laps of this race, so he will always get that bonus point for leading the most laps. So currently he has 2 that he's getting, which is lead most laps and lead a lap. If he finishes the race where he's currently on 0x, he will get 5, which is 186 points total tonight. Halil Cesar, the only bonus points he's currently getting is 0x as well, which is 3+, which means that if he remains 0x, P9 is good enough for the championship. It will not be a tie, it will be a win. So that's how that currently stands between them as Mulford comes into pit lane. If Cesar does get an incident point and loses that 0x bonus, P9 will tie it, and P10 will lose in the tie.
Yeah, wow. And that's the same, it's still not over. It's not over by any means, and this is fantastic. And so we have had a cracker season 24, and I love the fact that this is going to the wire. This is great. Brad's done absolutely everything he can. He couldn't have done anything any better in this race so far.
No,
he couldn't. So he is just ticked the boxes, and this is like what we were talking about before. And I think Brad. If we think about doing what we were talking about before, would deserve that accolade. But Cesar has had to fight.
He has,
and it's not. I mean, he would be a nervous Nelly in that seat right now. Because obviously, don't make a mistake. I still need to hold the position. The race is not over. Anything can still happen. So it's his championship to lose at the moment.
It is indeed. So Hoffy and Crosby have jumped Damon Fisher through the pit stop periods. That puts Hoffman up onto the podium at this stage. So Fisher's poor tyre conservation there, Brett, has really cost him. It's cost him.
He's gone too
dearly.
long. He's gone too long. Yeah.
And
the drop off.
That's the major balancing act, isn't it, of when to come into pit lane. It's fine to run long and run your tank dry, but can the tyres withstand a stint like that? Can they withstand going that long? And unfortunately, they just can't around here. It's a track that eats tyres for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And like we saw before too, is that you know, we had how many guys running in the top 10, 15 or whatever it was, running nose to tail, unable to get past, you know, with close racing. And now Damon's up against that. So his mentality of that is, I've got fresher tyres, you know, for the closing stages. But the hard part is he going to be able to actually get a pass done? You know, and that's the thing, you know, there's not enough difference in the tyre age and, you know, the ability to actually get a pass that's possibly going to work for him. But, you know, these are the things we learn as we go along. And it's still, even if Damon finishes in fifth, that's a fantastic effort for him. You know, P2 on the starting grid, and if he gets a top 5, that's fantastic for him.
It really is a great performance. So the internet may have a part to play in that as well. If it doesn't hold up in this race, he'll drop down the order quite significantly. One factor that is currently playing in front of our eyes here, Brett, is Reece to Goey maybe trying to save a little bit of fuel, but also save some tyres as well. He's having to go 6 laps longer on these tyres compared to Halil Cesarin behind him and compared to the pack ahead of him as well. So I don't think Reece can really challenge that top 5 tonight in terms of a finishing position, but he could be under assault soon from the current prospective champion of Halil Cesarin P7. So that's just to give you an update on that moment there. Top 3 is Brad Doble, Bruce Tanek, Andrew Hoffman at the moment, Darren Crosby, Damon Fisher, the top 5, Reece to Goey, Halil Cesarin, Chad Viger, Tim Mulford, Paul Burns inside of our top 10, and a great effort from Paul here tonight as Mulford's looking hungry for a move on Viger into turn 1. Yeah. Couldn't quite get the job done though this time by. But
Mulford's fast. Mulford is fast. And like you said before, he's going to be one to watch next season.
He really will. Dave Arney trying to get up the inside here of Matt Stoyles into turn 1 as well. This is a heating up affair for us too. There you see Lorne Mackay in the background. Right now, he is in a good enough position to finish inside of the top 5 in the championship. But if he has another moment, Brett, where he ends up at the back of the field, that could go sailing by
he's looking pretty desperate there too.
He wants it on Rick Viger. He wants that job done. He can't quite find the roadmap through just yet. Might need a mailways to get through there.
We mentioned Dave Arney before, and we see him on screen at the moment. And I reckon he's going to be... I mean, he hasn't set the world on fire as far as the championship is concerned, but he's going to be a driver to watch next season.
He really will. I think he could possibly have a John Gallen-esque performance next season if he can put a whole season together. You know, good consistency.
Duggan falling down the pack there.
Yeah, he's just had an off track. A slight incident, I think, down at turn 5. So he's gotten going again, which is good to see from him. Oh, but that car's got big damage, so that will need to come back in a pit lane and get fixed up for the Nova Simsports driver. Had displays of brilliance this season, did Todd. A great performance at Portland, saw him get the Driver of the Day award. We want to see him get a full, solid season in where he can challenge for a top 10 in the championship, maybe even a top 5. Because I think Todd has been really running through the rough end of the stick for many seasons now. We'd love to see him do well and have a solid season put together for himself.
Great little battle pack here. Blanchard, Clifton, Zealand, Monday, and Lovegrove.
It's weird seeing Matt Monday not in a Dayglow fishy car, I must say, Brett. It's weird not seeing the Dayglow out there, instead seeing bright red. It is a classic livery, of course. The Fishy Motorsports have not changed their design all too much over the course, as Clifton wants to move on Blanchard into turn 4.
Yeah. He's got him wide there. He's got Clifton in the marbles.
So right now...
Is he going to get a good exit, though? No, looks like Blanchard's got the run a little bit.
It's a drag race to turn
Inside
5.
draft. Zeal, he's looking, he's
Yeah.
not sure which one
Zippy
to
wants to
follow
go.
at this stage. Yeah. He's going to try and go through with
Blanchard
Clifton, but
as well.
it's going to
Can he
be
get
interesting as they come into this turn here into Revolver. Zeal's on the outside in the marbles.
Oh, just got caught up
But
there.
he's
Drop
managing-
position, unfortunately.
It was probably the safest, probably the safest option there for him,
Yeah, I agree.
forcing a bad
So-
position.
This race tonight will mean that Mick Clifton will remain in Split 2 next season, Brett, because with 17 laps to go, it's not likely that he's going to gain enough to get up ahead of Reece Degoe here this evening. So, do we envision Mick being a contender next season? He's another driver yet to take a
definitely.
race win. Can we
Yeah.
see him getting that maiden win next season?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, definitely. Because there's just drivers that, it's just, you just need everything to just click on the night
Yeah.
and they're there. Like it's not, and as I said, because it's so close in this series, you just need everything to go your way on the night, not get caught up in incidents and magic things are going to happen.
They will indeed. To give the run through the field at the moment of the cars that are still running out there, Jeremy Bush, unfortunately, in the back of the field tonight, has not had the run that he would have hoped for. Yourself, Brett, and P31, we can blame the pit crew for that one.
Car's looking good though.
The car looks good, nice and straight. That's good to see.
Yeah, that's right.
Alistair Bales in P30, Sean Cullen in P29 at the moment, up 2 spots. Scott Weston
Yeah,
has
he
been
got-
in the wars as well.
Yeah, Cullen got caught up in a couple of incidents too, so he should have been actually a lot further up than what he was too.
Todd Duggan, who's nursing that car to the end of this race. Then there's Derek Lovegrove from Misfits Racing at the moment in behind Matt Monday. Adrian Zeal in his last effort for Vets, at least for a season. Chris Blanchard as well at WKMP Simsports is actually coming back into pit lane, so I wonder if this may be a drive-through possibly, because he shouldn't need another stop for fuel.
I did print that off, so let me have a quick look. If I can meander through my paperwork here somewhere. Oh, where it is.
We're about to find out, and it looks like it's going to be a pit stop here, Brett.
Yeah, okay, don't worry about it. I won't bother going through my paperwork any further.
Oh, nope, he's lying. He actually pulled into the box, and then he's driving straight back out again, so it wasn't
Oh,
drive-through.
he probably just, yeah.
So drive-through penalty there for Chris Blanchard, puts
Yeah.
him back down the order. Mick Clifton up the order as well into P22. He's back to where he started tonight, although he didn't actually make the grid tonight to start from that spot. He had to start from pit lane because of disconnection issue. Michael Quain up 5 at the moment. He'll be looking to have a stronger season next season as well. He's been on the slight incline of getting more and more consistency under his belt the last few seasons now. Scott McKenzie up 13 at the moment as well, having a good run tonight. Rob Crisdale, P19, what could have been for him in his championship. He'll go to Split 1 next season, and he will hope to remain there for seasons on coming, as Adrian Zeal has just gone into the wall. Not
that
the
is gonna
way
hurt.
he would have wanted his, for now, final vet season to end. That
That
car,
car
is,
has headbutted that wall
it has,
hard.
and he's
Oh.
gone, unfortunately,
Yeah.
back to pit lane. So not the way he would have wanted that to end, unfortunately, there for Zippy.
Bad luck, Zealy.
Yeah, really, really unlucky there for Adrian. Robbie Griffiths, P18 at the moment, up 9 spots for Fishy Motorsports. Lorne Mackay down 7 into P17, having a solid run back here as well. There's Rick Viger, Dave Arney ahead too, with Matt Stoyles leading this battle pack in P14. As Arney looks for a move up the inside, could not quite get there. Yeah, just couldn't quite do it. Brenton O'Brien up ahead of them, having a solid run on the road. He'll look to have a strong run next season if he can get the
Yeah,
practice in.
O'Brien's always one to watch out for.
Just had a blink. There we go. That fixed it up.
Or can't see, even though we're watching out for him.
He's so good you can't even see him. He's that quick. Shane Randall up to at the moment into P12. Wade Reynolds in P11 with Paul Burns making up that top 10 as we mentioned earlier. Viger, Mulford, Cesar, DeGoey, Damon Fisher, Darren Crosby, the up to P4. And then on the podium at the moment, Andrew Hoffman for Southern Cross Racing, Bruce Tannock and the race leader, Brad Doble. Currently P2 in the championship with how things would end. And with 14 laps to go, he needs Halil Cesar to catch some dramas and drop out of the top 8. Otherwise, he'll be finishing P2 in the championship.
Yeah, and before the race started, like Brad, it wasn't too stressed about tonight. I mean, I think it's probably surprised him where he's actually currently running at the moment. But I did say to him, I said, "Oh look, I hope that there's not a breakaway, anyone break away in this race as far as like Cesar just running in the front and it's all over, it's done and dusted." And you don't wish anything bad upon anybody. Like, people get caught up in an incident and say, Brad just winning it. I said to him, I said, I really just hope that we have a really good race and something fantastic to watch. And I think that's what's happened. I think we've hit the nail on the head, and we've struck gold, because I think this has been so far a fantastic race to round out the season.
I think not just a fantastic race to round up the season, a very apropos race to round it up as well.
A what?
An apropos. Or appropriate, if you will.
Okay, righto. You and your big bloody words.
Yeah, I know. Big words. I'm very learned, don't you know, Brett?
Oh, unbelievable. Way above my head.
My England is good. But Brad Doble at the moment, I mean, he's matching the point that we made at the start of the season, isn't it? 2 wins wins you the title. Yep. That's the minimum. Yeah. It's not in the modern era of vets. You can't win split 2 with only 1 win. It's very rare that would happen. So
do you know what? I mean, I think race. What was it? The one that he stuffed his fuel. What was that one? It was only about 2 or 3. Was it the bend or was it?
Well, no. So the bend, he ran the same strategy as Crisdale. They came in under the safety car before the critical lap. They had to do 3 stops where Crisdale went on to win, but Brad made a mistake on the last lap that dropped him off the podium.
Yeah. No, it was.
Was it Hockenheimring?
It could have been.
Or was it Perez?
And that's probably what has done his championship. Like if he finished this one tonight where he is, and he had a better result, much better result in that one. If Halil stays where he is, that could have been the changer for Brad, unfortunately.
Well, so his drop rounds, his drop rounds are Hockenheimring and Spa. Spa, he was ill. There's not much you can do about that. He won at Road America. He was, I think, P4 at Long Beach. He was on the podium, I think, P2 at Portland. P5 at Road America. I think P7 at Hockenheim. P2 at Jerez, where Halil won. It was down the order in P8 at the Bend. And then last week at Misano, it was P4 again. So I think he probably, if he had managed to get on the podium last week at Misano, where he chased down Alistair Bales, that was probably a big one. Yeah. The major one, though, you're probably right, it's probably the Bend, where he mucked it up on the last lap. That was the one that very likely cost him.
That's the herder. Yeah.
And then you look at, because he had to claim that round because the others were drops. So a P5 at Road America probably should have been a P4. You get a couple more points here or there. Those sorts of runs that Cesar just had a much better run, especially in the midpoint of the season.
He's had a stellar season. Yeah. He's had a stellar season.
And I think they both had a very, very good season. I think they both deserved to be there. I think they both deserved, by how they've raced all season, to be
Damon running
in an
wide
appropriate
there.
Opportunity. He ran a bit wide. Crosby's now up into P3.
Yeah, right.
Past Hoffman, so that's a change in the podium at the moment.
Well, Damon's trying to. The back end of that car just stepped out, so he's obviously he's trying. He's trying to sort of get himself up there. He disappears again. Get off him, will you?
No. It's not that. The replay had a big blink at it. I think that's
did it? Okay, right. Oh God, hold together just for another 10 laps.
No. It's that was actually from Thursday. I had that blink.
Oh right, okay.
So that's from Thursday. So I do apologise to everyone out there. That's a Thursday issue. That's not a Sunday issue. So that's fine.
Thank God for that.
We should be fine once it settles.
Right.
Because it's just...
I was having, what was that thing you had last night again?
Oh, fever dream.
Yeah,
fever
dream.
Yeah, let's select Brad, because Brad's on his own, so at least if he blinks, it doesn't look too obvious.
Yeah. Just so he goes out. Look, kudos to Brad. 7 seconds. Like, he's gone 7 seconds in front of Tannic at the moment. That is a stellar drive for Brad Doble here. That is just unreal. You know, like, Tannic challenged him early. It looked like he might have put a move on. He tried to put a move on him, and he didn't quite get that done. Overshot the corner, and Brad got back straight away into one. But he is just eyes forward and gone hard at it. So, yeah, kudos to Brad. That's a fantastic run so far.
9 laps to go of Okayama, and 9 laps for Halil Cesar to survive in P7 before he could be crowned Split 2 champion for the first time in his history in the Vets, for the first time in his team's history as well, for the team to go 3 seasons in a row as a title-winning outfit, including Split 4 in Season 22, Split 3 in Season 23, and to go Split 2 in Season 24 would be a massive achievement for that team after being in the Vets for nearly 4 years in any form or fashion, previously of Legacy Simsports and now as Infinity Motorsports as well. Pressure, though, is on this top 3. Pressure is on Darren Crosby. Pressure's on Andrew Hoffman as well, from Damon Fisher in behind. But it's been a fantastic race all season. And Brett, I can tell you, actually, I'll give you the inside baseball as to why those blinks happened on Thursday. One of my screens decided to die on me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Righto.
So I had to turn it off, and it changed all my monitors, so that then blinked the session when it changed all the resolutions. So that's why that happened. So,
there you go.
That's the inside baseball on that one. For this season, though, and I mean, Brett, you could watch this season back, actually, and I think this season and last season, and this is what I hope for next season as well in Season 25, this season in Season 24 and Season 23 have been real narrative-driven seasons. Both seasons have had a slightly different narrative to them, but you watch them from start to finish, and you understand how the narrative comes together. You understand how the season comes together, and how the racing comes together, and how the statistics begin, and how the young and naive we may have been 10 rounds ago of not knowing what was going to happen this season. But of course, hindsight's 2020. We look back on it. Who would have ever believed that we would have gone the first 6 rounds with 6 different winners?
Yeah.
If Brad wins tonight, it'll be 8 different winners across the season. That's the most ever.
No, he's won the
different
same.
Winners,
no, it's the second winner.
Yeah, it's his second win of the season, but it would be 8. We'd still have 8 different winners.
Oh, right.
Because both, if he wins tonight, him and Halil have had 2 wins.
Yes.
So then there's 8 other races where there's big winners. That's
Too true.
Yeah.
Don't let me do any calculations whatsoever.
Don't worry, I pre-planned that stat in my head, Brett. Don't worry about
that. I know you would have. Yeah. Don't come to me for your taxation.
So the records we broke in this season, we broke the initial record of most different winners in the first 4 races. We went to 5, then we went to 6. We have had currently only one multiple time winner this season. That's Halil Cesar. The way it's going tonight, it's going to be 2 at the end of the season, with Brad Doble being the other. So 8 different winners across the board this season, with 2 of them being multiple time winners as well. It's as close as it's ever been. It's actually been, we haven't touched the highest scoring season by far. That, of course, goes to Logan Barnett, who had 7 wins in one season. That was back in Season 22. But the stats, the records that have been broken, and even the little spells that are on this split now. Previously in Gen 2, we had the curse of finishing P1 in round 1 and you never win the title. That was broken in the last Gen 2 season by Steve Grumley. He won round 1 in season 21 and then went on to win the championship. Right now, there is a curse in Split 2. You win in round 3, you win the title. Lil Cesar right now is in championship winning position, and he won in round 3 this season. So if that pays off, that's 3 seasons in a row that has happened.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty
you know,
unreal.
It's an astounding statistic.
Oh,
that
it is.
can happen.
And the stats don't lie.
Oh, Michael Quain's just been off track actually down at turn 4,
yeah.
so that's a bit more gravel brought on the road. As he gets going.
Not over. It's not over yet.
It's not over. No, there's 7 laps left. There's still time for mistakes to be made, but as the laps tick down, Brett, as the laps go by the wayside, the closer we get to lap 68, the less pressure there is put on Halil Cesar, and the more realisation there is put on Brad Doble.
Yes.
You know, he needs a miracle at that stage. Well, not a miracle, but a mistake.
And I don't think, look, Brad would be happy to win the championship, of course. But I think that even if he comes in second place, he has had a great season, and he knows he's had a great season, and I think he will celebrate that anyway. So, you know,
I think
what Brad either way this rolls.
What Brad has done is what he's solidified in our minds now, Brett, that if he were to ever return to Split 2, an immediate name that we put at the top of the list for a contender.
100%.
100%. Any other season, he could be champion. This season he could be as well.
Do you know what makes me a bit sad? I was hoping to have him for another season in this split. But, you know, because it would have been nice to actually sort of run up with him. But obviously my skill and talent hasn't quite got there yet. But, yeah, no, it was great to have him in this series, in this split this season.
And
but it looks like he's going to...
It really... What it's done is, as well, it's given us a new name that's now participated in Split 2. And a new name that we can have in our history books. A new name that we can promote forward of who has been in Split 2 before, who's had the history, who's had the knowledge, who has the, you know, the wherewithal to survive here. There'd be some Split 1 drivers who've never been in Split 2, so they don't know how Split 2 races. And that can be a very difficult thing for them to understand. There's also obviously some drivers who've been in Split 1 for so long, they still carry the Split 1 racing mentality. It's completely different in Split 2. Completely different.
It is. It's very, very different, yeah.
You know, so guys like Robbie Griffiths, Wade Reynolds haven't been in Split 2 for a long time. He's got a little bit.
He's done a Sean Cullen.
But you know, like guys like Wade Reynolds and Robbie Griffiths, they haven't been in Split 2 for a long time. Robbie hasn't been here since season 15. Wade, longer before then, probably season 13 or season 12. So, you know, those guys, it's a completely different Split 2 than when they were last here. You know, Brad's never been in Split 2. Robbie, it's been a long time since he's been here as well. And then Bruce Tannick, I don't know if he's ever been in Split 2 either. So it's, you know, it's a different ball game when you come in here, and it's such a close split that it creates fantastic racing, it creates close racing, and it creates intense battles and rivalries throughout the field for the season. Some of those rivalries carry over to multiple seasons. Some of them only remain for the one. But what they are, and what happens is we get fantastic racing, which we've had this season.
Oh, we have. We've been very privileged and lucky to be able to call these races, and it's been exciting all the way through this season. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Dave Arney is still wrestling that PER Camaro, hot on the heels of Matt Stoyles at the moment as well, further back in the field. Rob Crisdale, Lorne Mackay, both of them look to be in Split 1 next season. So they've currently got, Brett, 5 laps left to go in Split 2 before promotion to next season. Barring a mistake from Mackay that puts him at the back of the field, he shouldn't drop out of the top 5 in the championship after tonight's event. So both these guys will be racing together next season once again, this time amongst the Split 1 field. And what they'll be hoping for, of course, is just a good season in Split 1. That's what they'll be hoping for. Maybe a survival season. Remain in Split 1 for one more season, and then whether you come back to Split 2 in 2026 depends on how well you go, but they'd like to have a maintenance season next season where they remain up. There is Chris Dale on the inside. Contact's made with Lon Mackay, door to door. Goes down the position of Chris Dale, but he wants to come back in him here, Brett, and he gets that job done. And here comes Griffiths as well.
Ooh, Griffiths didn't quite tuck himself in there enough, but yeah, that was very sketch.
Very sketch.
Yeah, very sketch.
He'll feel like an artist right now. He's very sketch.
Very etch-a-sketch.
Yeah. Damn millennials with their etch-a-sketches.
Yeah, that's it. They thought that was so in.
They thought they were so cool with their tracker keepers as well.
Yeah, that's it.
So Robbie Griffiths is starting to put that pressure on Chris Dale here. So even though it's a bit spread out at the front of the field, there's still intense battling happening. They're racing like it's the sheep stations back here.
Yeah. Yep, races are going to race.
They are indeed. Mackenzie, couldn't quite get there in the end. There's also one stat we've also now broken, or one record we've also broken here, Brett.
Yep.
No matter who wins between Brad Doble or Hilal Cesar, this will be the first championship win for a Ford Mustang.
Yeah, well, there was 3 at the top. I noticed earlier when you go through it, there was 3 at the top of the chart, so it was probably a pretty foregone conclusion, actually.
Yeah, it was fairly foregone. We came into this race where we were guaranteed to have a Ford Mustang as the champion, barring any of them missed the race, of course.
Yep.
But yeah, for the first time, you know, we've gone 2 seasons in a row with a Camaro on top. So the Camaro sits at 2-1 in championship wins here in Split 2. We'll keep track of that as the seasons go on, of course, keep the stats going. And what we base that on is because obviously
I'll leave that up to you, Hamish.
That's fine.
Get the stats.
That's fine. Obviously, drivers can change cars throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
Right. What I would base that stat on is what car did you use in more races? That's what I would base it on. So if you know if someone swaps between both of them every single race, if they go 5 and 5, then it's a point on the board for both. I would argue that.
Yeah.
But you know, at the moment, each champion has only driven the one car all season. Although Cesar mistakenly drove the Camaro this season.
Yeah. I don't know whether that counts. Still think it was a
mistake.
And that was, I tell you, yeah, he did incredibly well. I mean, I don't know what sort of. I think we talked about it on the night. Whether he had different buttons and things like that he had to discover and stuff like that. But he did incredibly well for jumping in the wrong car and racing. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Now, Hamish.
You know what, Brett? Just quickly, that's a drop round for him. It doesn't count.
Oh, okay. So there you go. You can you can take that out.
Every taken round, he's driven the Mustang. So
yeah.
That's
every taken round. Yeah. All right. So here's what I would like. Well, not like. Here's what I propose, Hamish.
Yes.
I reckon, as you said before, the season drives, the stellar season drives that we talked about, driver of the day, which will be driver of the season. I think we're going to nominate 2 drivers, which is Brad Doble and Hilal Cesar.
Yeah, I agree. I think
adding to that, I would like to do a standard driver of the day for this round as well.
Okay, we could do that. Will we make both of them non-eligible for the driver of the day?
Well, I think Cesar and Doble get driver of the season.
Yep.
Okay, purely because of what this stellar season they've had, and I think they deserve it.
Yep.
But I think without taking, I think we need to nominate driver of the day, excluding Cesar and Doble. So you know what I mean?
Yep, I agree. That's fair.
Yeah. So we're really just. Really
you get a ribbon, but no.
Yeah, let's everyone. And I hate that. Don't get me started. I hate giving everyone a ribbon, but I just think it's fair. I think the thing is that I don't want to take something away from. I mean, these boys, both Brad and Cesar, have driven stellar season. and it has come down to the wire, and it's going to be interesting to see what the difference in the points are going to be at the end of the day. And I think they both deserve accolades in that way. Only one can be a champion, but I think they both deserve that. But I would still like to see a driver of the day to promote to everybody else in the field.
I agree with that. It's going to be tough to find a driver who's not actually won this season. But I've got a couple of names we could put forward. Yep. I think there's 3 that I would put forward right now.
Good. Let's go.
Andrew Hoffman, Scott McKenzie,
Yes.
and Darren Crosby.
Yes.
I think they are the 3 we could put forward today.
Very good. I like it.
And I think the reason we put 3 forward today is we're also giving out driver of the season to Brad Doble and Hillel Seven. So
Yep.
I think those 3 stand out to me. Once the race ends, I'll put it into the chat. We are on white flag, final lap of the race, final lap of the season. And for Brad Doble, there's not much more he can do at this stage.
No.
As you move over to let him pass there, Brett.
Yep. I couldn't be bothered doing another lap.
Fair.
I knew my race was where it's going to be at, so I thought,
Fair.
you know what? I can't be bothered doing another lap.
47th. Your 13 do not count for Hoff because we actually can't head count you. It's 1 per account. There's 1 vote per account in the chat. So we can't count. You can't count your heads. So, but just wait till we put the nomination message out.
Yeah, wait till we put the
We're going to
nomination
vote. We're going to count the votes after that. Brad Doble, though, what a season it has been for him. Ultra consistent. A great race from him as well. His 2nd win of the season as he comes around the final corner. Brad Doble did everything he could tonight. 186 points on the board to come home. P1 here at Okayama, but surviving in the positions he needed to. Led the championship into tonight's final round. Another 2-time winner this season. Ultra consistent, 10 top 10s and a championship to boot. Halil Cesar wins the title for season 24 for Infinity Motorsports' first Split 2 championship. Bruce Tunnock and Darren Crosby finished out on the podium tonight. Hoffman and Fisher inside of the 5. Tagoe, Cesar, Mulford, Burns, Chad Viger inside the 10. Randall, Reynolds, O'Brien, Stoyles, and Dave Arney for the top 15 as well. There's our driver of the day nominations for Andrew Hoffman, Scott McKenzie, and or Darren Crosby. Get your votes into the chat for those. We have decided that our driver of the season is actually going to be a drivers of the season. It is going to be going the way of Brad Doble and our champion Halil Cesar. Both of them incredible seasons, incredible championships.
What a fantastic race there, Hamish, tonight. You know, I think as you talked about earlier, how good was that to have a race like that to finish out our championship? That is absolutely brilliant. Nail biter to the end, you know, and it wouldn't have been sealed and delivered until Cesar crossed over that finish line. So congratulations to Cesar for the Split 2 series win.
Yep, his first championship in the Vets. And what was a tough season for him. He had to earn every little piece of it. Rob Crisdale gives his congratulations to his championship contender as well. And what was a fantastic effort from him as he just awaits to come around to the final few corners. I mean, what a season, Brett. What a season. Spectacular.
Cracking season.
Spectacular
Absolutely.
season.
Yep. No, it's been fantastic, Hamish, hasn't it? You know, I've enjoyed doing the broadcast with you and commentating throughout the races and stuff like that. It's a shame I missed those couple of races a few weeks ago, but, you know, sometimes you've got to do that. Take one for the boys. But it has been absolutely brilliant. I've loved being involved in this side and also actually racing on the track as well. It's been fantastic.
It has been a fantastic season thus far. We have officially crowned our season 24 champion in Halil Cesar. We will have a chat to him post-race as well, of course. But right now, he will come around to the final few corners to take his moment in the sun and to celebrate as a champion should. Although, Brett, you're down there doing burnouts as well, so I don't
Oh,
know.
I know. Hey.
So Halil Cesar will pull it up down there, and he'll get the celebration started and begin his burnout fest as the champion. A hard-fought battle to the very end as he tips it in for us on the start-finish line. Halil Cesar is... Oh, no, that's in the wrong section. Let's put it here so it actually shows up properly. Halil Cesar is our Season 24 Split 2 champion. Big
Well done,
congratulations to Halil. Commiserations to Brad Doble as well. A fantastic effort from him this season. Both of them earning the Driver of the Season award as well from us, Brett. So let's get some B-roll happening. Let's chat to them as the votes continue to roll in for Driver of the Day award as well. Let's pick something random. We'll go for this one, and we'll just click on them to have a chat to them. So we'll first chat with Brad, P2 in the championship, P1 on the road tonight. Brett, let's have a chat to him. Mr. Doble, commiserations. P2 in the championship, but P1 on the road tonight. You got your second win of the season. Get your promotion back up to Split 1 next season. Brett was hoping you'd hang around for an extra season to help him along. He doesn't get that now, but you get the best prize, and that's the return to Split 1.
Yeah, well, it's been an awesome season, man. Yeah, started a bit dusty, as Brett was saying. My whole family had influenza, so other than that, yeah, very happy with the win here. I've done everything that I could, to be honest. So.
I think that's the thing, like we talked about earlier before the race started, Brad, that, I hoped that we had a great race, like a battle towards the end. And that's exactly what it was. And mate, you did everything that you could. You couldn't have done any more other than getting the fastest lap of the race. And other than that, you did everything you could to stick it to the championship, but yeah, congratulations on second place, mate. You did it. You had a fantastic series.
Yeah, no, stoked with it, man. Stoked with the whole series, with the racing out there with all the boys. Very respectful racing out there. So it's been pretty awesome to come back and, well, anyway, worked pretty hard to be up the front, but
oh, of course you did. Yeah, 100% you worked hard. Yeah.
These guys in this bloody split, for anyone that drops out of bloody split 1, there's no easy path around this, because all these boys in this split 2, it's basically split 1.5. It's just, it's nothing easy here.
So now you're going to be going to split 1. What is your prediction, or what are you going to do back in split 1? I mean, that's probably a pretty hard question, but does it give you any more confidence knowing that you ran where you did this season?
Just got to keep working on my qualies. Basically, I've started nailing the qualies here, which has made it easier. And I think last season that I was in split 1, other than the internet issues and different, I had a few PC issues and that. Just got to nail the quality and get myself into a good position. As you know, if you don't nail that quality, it puts you in a tough position, and it's hard to go forward from there. So,
is there any rumor to the truth that you might be putting a GoFundMe page for a set of new headphones for you, Brad?
But, the night didn't go as planned. Actually, I jumped on and ripped me bloody A50s apart and broke them. So. Then I was scratching around trying to find another headset to run for the last race. So, it didn't work out well. And, I've had the A50s for a long time, and they're probably a bit more comfortable than the JBLs. And I don't know how many people run with the JBLs, but the JBLs cause internet problems with my computer, which is strange. If you go into the garage and you click to go into the garage, it basically gives me a packet loss. And it's something to do with the headset. I've got no idea what it is, but yeah.
Well, you better get that sorted out before next season. So, Hamish, do you got anything further to add, mate?
I just think that, Brad, from a team owners perspective, Brad put us on our toes every single week, made sure that we had to have our foot forward. We could never take a back step. with Brad. So hold your head up high. You ran a very, very strong season, and deserved to be where you were, battling for the title in the end. Any other race, any other day could have gone either way, and I think that, I mentioned on the broadcast with Brett that if you were to ever come back to Split 2, you're pretty much at the top of the list for a championship contender now. You've solidified that for me. You've solidified it for Brett, and I think you should hold your head high for a very strong season run. Any other season, you may have even won the title as well. So, I think P2's, something to be proud of in that, and proud of the effort that you put in this season as well. It was a fantastic effort.
Yeah, 100% wrapped with P2. Halal, awesome racing with him all season. He kept me. He just consistency. He's unreal. So it was good to finish first here and keep him sort of pushing hard as well. So it could have went either way. So yeah, all in all, very happy with the second. I'm just happy to basically get out there and race. So.
Well, that's good. We love having you out there racing with us, Brad, and it'll be sad to see you go up to Split 1 next season, as you've really lit up our screens here in Split 2, but hopefully for your sake, you don't come back to Split 2 anytime soon. Hopefully you're up in Split 1 for a little while, so you can race up there, but we'll obviously welcome you back with open arms if you ever come back down to Split 2 again. But let us know who helps get you out on track, Brad. Anyone you want to give a shout out to? For myself, Brett, and the rest of the league, congratulations on your P1 here at Okayama and your P2 in the championship as well.
Yeah, just shout out to Racecraft, Shadow Racing, all the boys. The team's awesome. Anyway, it's pretty cool, calm and relaxed over in the team, and everyone sort of helps each other out. To our team painter, Brett Fisher, bloody painting. I don't know, awesome paints, Brett. Don't need to change the car much next season, mate. Love it.
Bait and tackle painting, I heard, is what the name of it's going to be next season. But
Righto.
And do
there's a couple of updates, but yeah,
Breast Cancer Australia as well. So.
Well, Brad, phenomenal effort this season. Congratulations on all your success here in Split 2. Best of luck in Split 1 for season 25. And hoping to see you continue this run of form into some solid finishes next season in the top flight.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. Awesome broadcast too, guys. Hats off to you guys all season, taking the time of day to make all this happen. And shout out to the vets as well for basically running a pretty sick series as well. So.
No worries. Thank you so much, Brad. Best of luck next season, and appreciate you and everything that you put on our screens for us here in season 24.
No worries. Over and out.
No worries. Thank you. Next up, we've got our champion for the first time in his history, for the first time in this team's history in this split. Halil Cesar is the Split 2 V8 Veterans champion, brought to you by Racecraft Simulations. Halil, congratulations on your championship win. 2 wins this season, 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s across the whole season. Sees you sit pretty as one of the, we'll say, most consistent champions. Not necessarily most dominant because, well, Matt Scholes went top 5 10 times in a single season, and Logan Barnett won 7 races in a single season, but you drove a very consistent, very solid championship season, and I think from the get-go, we had a feeling that you were going to be something strong and something fierce, battling it out for this title, and now 10 weeks since round 1, you crowned the champion. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Hamish and Brett. It still hasn't really hit me too much, but I'm loving it. Like, I've worked very, very hard, been part of this vet series for a long time. So I mean, come P3 in Split 2 many moons ago.
Oh, I think we might have just lost him there for a minute. Are you back, Halil?
Oh no, the gremlins of last night have come to visit us again.
Only to Halil, apparently.
Well, that's okay.
Are you with us?
Oh, what a
Halil, or
shame.
no?
What a shame.
Oh, no. No. Oh, no.
He's gone.
We'll see if he comes
Well,
back.
you'll have to
We'll see if he comes back on his
You'll-
phone. I have got a message from Rob Crisdale to scream out. He was going to be here last night, but unfortunately he's not here at the moment. So we got a message from Rob Crisdale in P3 in the championship. Fantastic racing, and as Lil and I have discussed off air, better than Split 1. No sheep station stuff. Going to be interesting how we all fare in Split 1 next season. He's 1 point off a race ban off the bat, so Crisdale may end up in the wars next season. Masano was just bad all round, given fastest in Prac all week, and then he qualified I can't say that word unfortunately. Ended where he was, then had overheating, wheelbase, and PC, which led to being parked and towed where he was. He considered that championship over. Okayama, he qualified on pole. That's what he wanted to do, but a pit lane start. Exceeding 15 points, had 14 from first round all the way to here. So unfortunately, the round prior cost him for that one. Last 2 rounds, he self-reflected, said he was overdriving to make up spots, and at some point, at some time, too cautious in how he approached overtaking, ended up in no man's land. And if he had just stuck with waiting and pitting when he was going into each of these, he would have finished top 5 minimum. Anywho, had a blast. I really didn't think I'd be in the top top 3. But given I drive GT cars all the time, I know if I just concentrate on supercars, my average lap time and my call time would massively improve. That's his synopsis, and he gave congratulations to Infinity Motorsports as well on the championship win. So, commiserations to Rob. Solid season to that point. Unfortunately, he just missed out in the end to Halil and Brad.
Could you imagine if he didn't have to have a pit lane start?
Oh yeah.
How much more intense this race would have been?
So what the intensity would have put on is, it would have put much more pressure on Brad, because Brad was going to then have to race for the race win against Rob. Where for Halil to lose to Rob, he would have had to finish right at the back of the field. So it would have actually put more pressure on Brad. So probably actually helped Brad pressure manage the race a lot better.
Exactly, yeah. But still, I mean, as a commentator's point of view, how good would that have been?
Incredible. It would have been amazing. Halil is back in the green rooms. Let's drag him in and see if we can finish this chat. Are you back with us, Halil? Has it sorted itself? Oh, no.
He's ghosted.
Oh, no.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, Halil, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Halil. Try and join back on your phone if you can hear us. We'll see if he can join back on his phone.
Yeah.
What I might do is I might just give it a quick rundown. So obviously Halil drove a very, very good season. Drove very consistently and put himself in a very solid position as well to battle for the championship all season. As I said earlier, he was kept on his toes all season, had to push every single week. Let's see if he's fixed it. Let's see if he's fixed it this time. He's on his phone. Halil, are you with us?
Is that better?
That is much better. Thank you so much.
No, all good.
No, so back to what you were saying about the championship and about the season of how you had to approach each week.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's been a very tough season, having all these guys in Split 2 basically driving out of their skin each week, just trying to bring the consistency from my end. That was all my sole focus was. So I think I achieved that with my results. And, it's been a tough, long, hard season. I don't think I've ever done a season where it has been as hard and tough as it has been for this one. And it's a privilege to be part of your team and as well as the series. So I'm absolutely stoked.
Now, you return to Split 1 next season. You've been very vocal before about how you prefer Split 2. You will have a teammate in Split 1 next season in Ray Smith. So what's the mentality going to be like for you this time around when you're there? Because previously when you've been in Split 1, you've been the Lone Ranger, where now you get the first season with a teammate. Next season, it's your first season in Split 1 with a teammate. So how are you feeling going into next season with that behind you?
Yeah, well, Ray's a good chap, so he's absolutely fast, as you know. So if I could be closer to his lap times, I think there's a lot to be achieved, because I think he
he finished inside the top 15, and he didn't have a fully clean season this year. So if I can help Ray and Ray help me in the sense of like we can bounce off each other, I think there's some good results to come out from both of us and as a team. So that's probably something solely that I'll be looking at doing. But yeah, I've got a lot to bring to the team a bit more, but also I want to bring up my pace a bit more for split one because as we all know, like yeah, it's cutthroat there.
It really, really is. Before we let you give your shout outs and your special messages, what's the biggest takeaway you're taking from this season that you may have learned or you've realised or something that you may be more appreciative of now coming out of this season as the champion?
Yeah, so look, it's like I keep saying that I haven't had a teammate for a while. So a couple of seasons ago, James Cormick was my crew chief. So you know, it was good having him there because he was pushing me along to get some results. We've had many good results together, but having coming into Infinity Motorsports and having the team around and people keeping you in a good mindset, I think I've got a different approach to the way I do what I do on Thursday nights. So with all that said and done, I think I'm just trying to bring my consistency that I focus on, like that I do every week, and try to take that to another level, hopefully.
Well, Halil, massive congratulations on your championship win. Let us know anyone you would like to give a shout out to, anyone who may be watching along with this as well in support of you too. And for myself, Brett, and the rest of the league, congratulations on your Split 2 championship and your promotion to Split 1 for season 25.
Yeah. Again, thanks to everyone that's tuned in every week for the last 10 weeks, supporting us along and the broadcast. The title sponsors have been the Racecraft Simulations, the vets, the organisers all behind it. You do a fantastic job. We cannot mention basically Jamie McKnight with his setups. Without his setups, we wouldn't be doing what we do. I think it makes it easier for everyone. The Infinity Broadcasting team, Blackheart Designs, all my teammates, and basically the rest of the sponsors as follows: WD40, Motorsports Australia, iRacing Challenge, VRS, and basically Caller Master. Guys, it's been 5 years I've been with you. A lot of ups and downs, but I finally got that title, so I hope you guys are happy. Warren Mechanical, basically been long time in friendships that we've had. Another one for you guys. I've got that one for you. So hopefully many more to come. So we'll see how we go. And again, thank you for everyone who's tuned in. This actually means a lot to me.
Well, Halil, it means a lot, I know, to anyone out there who could have won it. So congratulations on your efforts this season. Massive congratulations on your championship as well. Best of luck in season 25, and thank you so much for everything you've done on track this season to give us the spectacle that we had here in season 24.
No, my pleasure, and good luck to everyone in Split 2. It's going to be another title fight for you guys, so enjoy it.
No worries, Lil. Thank you so much. Brett, what a season we've just had on our hands. What a season.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I've totally enjoyed this season, and I've really enjoyed being in the comment booth with you, Hamish. Thank you very much for Scotty for stepping in for me when I was away for a couple of weeks. But I've really enjoyed this series, and yeah, I'll be back next season if I'm allowed.
Of course you are. Of course you're allowed, Brett. It's one of my favourite
Very
nights
good.
of the week is a Saturday night, hanging out with you and calling the action. But, we've got one final thing to decide before we do a couple of housekeeping things post-show. Unanimously in the chat, it has been decided that the Driver of the Day award will be going the way of SCR's Andrew Hoffman here this season. So round 10, it is going the way of the Hoff as the Driver of the Day award. So congratulations to Hoffy on that one, and congratulations to him having a very solid performance towards the end of this season as he leads into season 25 as well. He has joined the green room, so we'll have to make it very quick with him. We'll quickly drag him in for a quick chat. Hoffy will make it a very quick one just because we've got a couple of housekeeping things to do before the end. But congratulations on your Driver of the Day award. Fantastic effort thus far in the final round. And hopefully next season this is now a sign of things to come and you can put a complete season together like this one here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll get on every chance I can.
I know you'll take it like a freebie at a supermarket. Yeah, I'll have that. I'll try that.
Absolutely. Not quite the season I wanted, but the fight packs have been good. Changed a few techniques on getting around the track, and they're starting to pay off. So there's still more time to get. Just wanted to thank you both for, absolutely stellar broadcast. It's absolutely brilliant. Championship winners, congrats. Going to be sorry to see you go. To everyone else in Split 2, it's going to be a tough season. Every season it gets tougher and tougher. So, great work. And I want to thank Mikey for the paintwork too. That's brilliant paintwork.
Well, I think, Andrew, obviously next season, Jim quite possibly will be coming back to Split 2 after missing the majority of this season. Are you as a team hopeful that he can maybe make up for last season in season 23 and maybe finally clinch that title for himself and for the team as well?
Well, I'll put it out there now. The speed I'm finding, Jim's going to have a fight on his hands. And, when it comes to team rules, sometimes they're going to be on, sometimes they're going to be off. So, Jim's fast. It'll be good to have him back because he's an absolutely brilliant teammate.
Well, a confident Hoffy could be a dangerous Hoffy next season for those out there who may be trying to challenge for the championship. So, but Andrew, thank you so much for coming and have a chat to us. Best of luck in season 25 and congratulations on your Driver of the Day award as well.
Yeah, thanks. And I still haven't got any of me Chubby Buns yet. I'm still waiting on them.
Oh, well, you'll have to call management for that one. I think Mr. Caparonis is the one you need to call in regards to those. So might have to.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for 2.
Yeah, might have to
there
chat
you
to
go.
you about that. So, but no, congratulations, Hoffy. Best of luck next season, and thanks for coming and have a quick chat to us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
No
Really
worries.
appreciate
No
it.
worries. No
Well
worries.
done,
Thank
Hoffy.
you.
Thanks.
Well, that will bring a nearly swift end to tonight's broadcast. There is one thing that we often do, Brett, prior to the end of the season. It's become a bit of a tradition. I teased it last week. I've given some clues the last few weeks as to what it could be for the season 25 thumbnail theme, of course, or what the thumbnail
Bring it
will look
on.
like next season, of course. I gave you the clues that it was close to home for Scott Gamble and that the chips will fall this week in the championship. Well, the theme for next season, or the thumbnail you need to be keeping an eye out for next season, officially welcome, now that season 4's 20 ended, welcome to fabulous season 25 of the V8 Veterans. As we'll look to go racing once again next season. So it's going to be a fun time for all. If you haven't figured it out from that, we're going Vegas themed for next season for our thumbnail as the silver anniversary, 25th season of the Vets. It's going to be a very, very fun time next season. Myself and Brett once again calling the action for you. It's going to be fantastic. So we appreciate you all joining us for the journey once again. If you wish to join us for the journey,
I wonder how the chips are going to fall.
I wonder how they will. Who knows? Maybe they'll fall one way, maybe they'll fall another. Maybe the whole table will just
you
get
never know.
flipped over like a game of Monopoly that's gone haywire. But
And maybe we should go red or black.
maybe we should. Maybe play a bit of a roulette,
maybe
see what happens.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Well, a big thank you, though, goes out to everyone who has supported us this season, including the sponsors of the series, the title sponsors, Racecraft Simulations, Logitech G, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, Player One Sim Gear, Nova Simsports, Südspeed Gloves, LGC Images, and Chubby Buns Burgers for the Driver of the Day award. Tonight it went the way of Andrew Hoffman. We've also handed out the Driver of the Season to Brad Doble and Halil Cesar as well, for finishing top 2 in the championship as the 2 most consistent drivers across the season. Thank you to everyone who's watched along with us. If you've been watching on the V8 Veterans channel for a while and you haven't done so already, hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing here on the channel with the Split 4, Split 3 and Split 2 action across your weekend. If you're watching over in Infinity Broadcasting and you haven't done so already, hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing on the channel. We're going to be away for a couple of weeks on Infinity Broadcasting until the 19th of September when we go racing once again for the IRWC Rod Knock Cup. Shortly after, the Vets will start up again, as well as the Porsche Cup as well. But after a massive season, it's been absolutely spectacular. Season 25 will get underway in September. Registrations are still open until Thursday for current Season 24 drivers, so get your registrations in Discord before it gets opened up to the waitlist and to public members as well. But for myself, Hamish Munro Brett Fisher alongside, it's been a spectacular season once again. We appreciate your time, appreciate you being here with us once again. It's been my 10th season calling the Vets. Here's 10 more. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate your time. We'll see you guys next season. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
Can't wait to hear those engines roar. Hot days and summer nights, finish line in the sights. Can't wait to hear those engines roar. There'll be sparks flying, rubber burning, doors banging, temperatures rising. Can't wait to hear those engines roar. There'll be hot days and summer nights, finish line in the sights. Can't wait to hear those engines roar. There'll be sparks flying, rubber burning, doors banging, temperatures rising. Can't wait to hear those engines roar. They're gonna roll. Ooh, they're gonna roll.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In the sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Introducing the Racecraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed the Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a Racecraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The Racecraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience, combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no-compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.